key blocks that affect the run game, and our receivers can do better as far as creating separation and route, and with our defense, just overall pursuit and tackling. If we clean those things up, I know we're 2-0 now. We could be very special then.
Well, that's great to hear. So if there are some things that the offensive line has had some missed assignments and maybe the receivers weren't doing everything right, you didn't mention the running game, but that must mean that Jamal Franklin's executing pretty well at quarterback and making some really good plays out of those that didn't look like they were forming properly.
He's making some big plays, and just as I stated earlier, all around we can improve. And he's one that he's just 2 games into the position.
Okay, Daniel, I've stopped that one, and I will play another one now.
Here we go, the Equitable Advisors countdown to kickoff show before the first district game. It's Dulles against Austin, kind of opening the seal, breaking the seal on the District 26A season, and it's time to talk to Shane Bird. Coach Bird, you've been working on the game that really matters. These are the ones that count. And what's been the emphasis in practice for your team this week?
Man, it's just been focusing on the little things, on the details, of the speed of practice, making sure we got the game plan in, executing well on a short week. Thursday games make for kind of a tough week with preparation and getting ready, but our coordinators have done a good job, and our players are ready, are focused. Man, they're hungry. It's time to get district going and see what happens tonight.
In our attention to football, we also do volleyball, so I'm always wondering about our volleyball broadcast on Tuesday, except this week it was on Wednesday. I don't think that the volleyball teams got together and practiced at all. Did the football teams get to practice on Monday?
Oh, you bet. We always practice on Labor Day and bring them up in the morning. And really had one of the better Labor Day practices that we've had in recent years, and our guys are excited. We got some guys back from injury and got back healthy, and so it's been good all week long.
Can you tell me a couple of the guys that have been kind of on the shelf and you've had to let them heal, who are going to be in the lineup tonight? Or are you comfortable with that?
Well, you'll see them when they get out there and line up. We're happy to have them back, and they're excited to be back, and it brings a new sense of a new sense of excitement, to our team, and they're ready to go.
I'm sure that was a Freudian slip or something, but was there anybody who got dinged in the most recent game that maybe you had to not have them practice as hard as they normally do?
No, we were pretty healthy coming out of the last game, and had a good long weekend to rest up. So, our guys are, again, locked in, focused, and excited.
And I'm sure you have made sure they understand that, look, the last 2 games, you always want to perform well. You want to win every time you tee the football up. But the games that matter are the ones that start right now. So, basically, the record is 0-0.
Yeah, for sure. And they know that. And, we just get them to focus on one week at a time. And this week.
Daniel. Okay, Daniel, 5 minutes from resuming warm-ups. So again, we're planning on 6:45 p.m. with a countdown to kickoff show. Check out this next clip.
We're the Dulles cheerleaders. The Bulldogs think we're worried about their bite, but the Vikings in reality are about to take a bite out of the Bulldogs. You're listening to VypeForBen.com. Let's go, Vikes!
Okay, Daniel, period, since it sounds good, I will mute everything. I will let you know when we're about
everybody, and welcome to Lord Have Mercer Stadium in Sugar Land, Texas. It's the Austin Bulldogs taking on the Dulles Vikings in the district opener for both teams. I'm Roger Smith. Patrick Kinnick is here, and he is your play-by-play man tonight. As the Austin Bulldogs are 2-0. They're the only team in Fort Bend ISD with that kind of record. Patrick, I'm pretty sure that I don't ever remember a season starting that way for all 11 teams. How about you?
No, I don't, and I don't remember the last time that I remember Austin being 2-0. So it's everything's turned upside down here right now, but here we are in league play. Now we're really going to see what's going on.
And Austin has turned things upside down in the very best way. They suffered through a miserable season last year at 0-10. Did not taste victory even once, and now they have tasted victory twice already, including, as time expired, a field goal to beat Houston Westbury 38-35 on the road.
What a way to start the season for Austin. They got that taste of victory. They want to keep it going tonight.
All right, and of course the Dulles Vikings at times haven't played too badly. They've been strong for about a quarter and a half, and they have run out of gas against some maybe a little bit more talented teams and teams that were a little bit deeper, and on these hot, humid evenings have been able to shuttle people in and out. And it really does make a difference when you have the kind of depth that can do that type of thing for you. All right, do you think we're ready for the Equitable Advisors Countdown to Kickoff show?
We are absolutely ready for it, Roger. Let's get to it.
All right, and we will visit first with Shane Bird of Dulles when we continue. Our VypeFortBend.com Thursday night football coverage is brought to you by Archer Volkswagen, Next Level Urgent Care, Xfinity with unbeatable internet made to do anything so you can do anything, by the Needville Insurance Agency, and First Tire and Automotive. We'll be back with Coach Bird right after this.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately, like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box. All for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to Xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New Gigabit Extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
Here we go, the Equitable Advisors Countdown to Kickoff show before the first district game. It's Dulles against Austin, kind of opening the seal, breaking the seal on the District 26A season. And it's time to talk to Shane Bird. Coach Bird, you've been working on the game that really matters. These are the ones that count. And what's been the emphasis in practice for your team this week?
Man, it's just been focusing on the little things, on the details, of the speed of practice, making sure we got the game plan in, executing well on a short week. Thursday games make for kind of a tough week with preparation and getting ready, but our coordinators have done a good job, and our players are ready, are focused. Man, they're hungry. It's time to get district going and see what happens tonight.
In our attention to football, we also do volleyball, so I'm always wondering about our volleyball broadcast on Tuesday, except this week it was on Wednesday. I don't think that the volleyball teams got together and practiced at all. Did the football teams get to practice on Monday?
Oh, you bet. We always practice on Labor Day and bring them up in the morning, and really had one of the better Labor Day practices that we've had in recent years, and our guys are excited. We got some guys back from injury and got back healthy, and so it's been good all week long.
Can you tell me a couple of the guys that have been kind of on the shelf and you've had to let them heal, who are going to be in the lineup tonight? Or are you comfortable with that?
Well, you'll see them when they get out there and line up. You know, we're happy to have them back, and they're excited to be back, and it brings a new sense of a new sense of excitement, you know, to our team, and yeah, they're ready to go.
I'm sure that was a Freudian slip or something, but was there anybody who got dinged in the most recent game that maybe you had to not have them practice as hard as they normally do?
No, we were pretty healthy coming out of the last game, and had a good long weekend to rest up. So, you know, our guys are, again, locked in, focused, and excited.
And I'm sure you have made sure they understand that, look, you know, the last 2 games, you always want to perform well. You want to win every time you tee the football up. But the games that matter are the ones that start right now. So basically the record is 0-0.
Yeah, for sure. And they know that. And, you know, we just get them to focus on one week at a time. And this week's got a great matchup versus Austin. They're 2-0 and really playing some good football right now. And so now we just got to strap it up, lock it in, and take care of business.
Well, I know you and your boys have something waiting for them, so it'll be fun to see what happens when the ball goes in the air tonight here at Mercer. Thanks for being with us.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Go Vikings.
That is Shane Bird on the Equitable Advisors Countdown to Kickoff show, and we'll be back to talk to Coach Arrow on VypeFortBend.com, your broadcast home for Fort Bend County sports.
Ever take your hands off the wheel and your auto starts veering left or right? That's your vehicle's way of saying, hey, I'm out of alignment and you're ruining the tires. First Tire and Automotive, 4 convenient locations, make sure you won't be driving crooked in the carpool lanes. Take advantage of free standard alignment with purchase of 4 tires and 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
Hello, I'm Gary Horn with Horn Solutions. We agree with energy analysts that the energy market has stabilized. We anticipate significant merger and acquisition activity. Good resources are scarce. Horn Solutions is positioned to assist you in accounting, finance, IT, and supply chain. Our staff can assist you with outsourcing, or we can supply you with resources to join your staff. Visit hornsolutions.net for details.
Gary Horn is a highly successful businessman who has made a huge impact in people's lives, and he loves what he does for a living. That's a big reason why Gary Horn and Horn Solutions support Get a Great Gig. Get a Great Gig is a free job search consultation service that will help you find a job you love, whether it's to make more money or get personal fulfillment in the career of your choice. Email them at getagreatgig@gmail.com or on Twitter at getgreatgigs.
We're the Dallas cheerleaders. The Bulldogs think we're worried about their bite, but the Vikings in reality are about to take a bite out of the Bulldogs. You're listening to VypeFortBend.com. Let's go, Vikes!
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
Welcome back to the Equitable Advisors Countdown to Kickoff show. It's Thursday night football. Austin taking on the Dulles Vikings. And the Bulldogs are 2-0. We're with Coach Mike Arrobonlo. You had the bitter taste of 0-10 last year. And how can you contrast the feeling of last November with the way you feel now after a couple of weeks where your team has won each time?
Well, definitely. Last year was rough. You never want to go 0-10, but it's definitely an exciting time. The kids are excited, the community is excited, the whole campus is excited. So that's what football does, and we're excited to be a part of it.
You and your staff, of course, you go over every second of tape, every play that has occurred in these first 2 games. So while there's great enthusiasm, and rightly there should be, I know that you know everything that needs to be improved. What are some of the things that you got to do better tonight to make sure that you stay on the winning track against Dulles?
Obviously we're still up front, missing some key blocks that affect the run game, and our receivers can do better as far as creating separation and route, and with our defense, just overall pursuit and tackling. If we clean those things up, I know we're 2-0 now. We could be very special then.
Well, that's great to hear. So if there are some things that the offensive line has had some missed assignments and maybe the receivers weren't doing everything right, you didn't mention the running game, but that must mean that Jamal Franklin's executing pretty well at quarterback and making some really good plays out of those that didn't look like they were forming properly.
He's making some big plays, and just as I stated earlier, all around we can improve. And he's one that he's just 2 games into the position, so he's still learning, and so he can definitely improve on what he's doing. So we're just excited to see him take the next step tonight.
And you won last week on a dramatic kick. So can you talk about the conditions? How much did it clear the crossbar? All those details on the winning kick.
I would love to tell you the details, but unfortunately, I was not watching the kick. I turned around because I can't stand there and watch it. I just know it went through, and everybody was celebrating. So it was a great time for Dylan Trimble to kick another game winner for us, as he did the first game, and we keep going down to the wire, and the kids love it. They don't, we have a mantra, which is whatever it takes, and it's taking some last-minute field goals the last couple of games, so we'll take it.
And just curious, how far do you think Trimble can kick a field goal if everything is, basically all things being equal? What's his range?
Well, the first one was a 38-yarder. I believe this last one was a 24-yarder. So I just think he'll kick whatever we need him to kick. I tell people all the time he doesn't look that great in practice, believe it or not, but come showtime under the lights, he's been huge, and that's when it counts and when it matters.
It's really amazing that there are so many players at all levels of sport who can look kind of lousy in practice, but they do it when the game starts. And one final question, I can't imagine what it must be like on campus. There's got to be a buzz going, a lot of enthusiasm. Do you feel like you've needed to do anything to just kind of say, take the foot off the accelerator, little boys, don't get too cocky, don't look at the win-loss record and think this third game is going to be easy for any reason? Have you had to do any of that?
Absolutely. I mean, as a coach, you just have those nerves, and you don't want your team getting too high or too low. And so it's been our job as a coaching staff just to make sure and redirect. We really haven't had to do it, but you do it just in case it's in the back of their minds. We had a great week of practice, and you want that buzz of going around the campus. It's been a long time. We had to look back to beyond to the start of the school, where we've been 2-0 at Austin High School. So you want the community and the kids to enjoy it, but you still have work ahead of you. You got 8 more games to go.
Yeah, I know what it's like. I've seen it so many times. Everybody patting you on the back and telling you how great you are. And, of course, they've earned that praise to this point, but you got to get ready for every single week. Good luck tonight against Dulles.
I appreciate it, Roger. Thank you for all you do.
All right. Roger Smith and Patrick Kinnick with you. This has been the Equitable Advisors Countdown to Kickoff show, and we'll kick it off from Mercer Stadium when we continue right after this.
Hello fans, this is Bradley Stavanaugh with Needville Insurance. We know Fort Bend County. I'm a 4th generation resident of Fort Bend. I'm your local, hometown, trusted agent. With over 30 carriers and 9 auto insurance carriers, we shop the insurance for you. We know insurance is hard. We know it's complicated. We make it easy for you. We have Spanish speakers here available for you. Call us at 979-793-7411 or needvilleinsurance.com. Once again, call us 979-793-7411.
Fans, these are the kinds of times when you really think about what it would be like to have a very comfortable retirement and start it very soon. Well, Equitable Advisors can help you with that, especially my friend Nick Arevalo. You can get in touch with him. Go to his website at nickarevalo.com. That's NICKAREVALO Equitable.com. He's part of Equitable Advisors, and Equitable Advisors really gets to know you and what's important to you before they decide the moves that you want to make to ensure a comfortable financial future in retirement and beyond, and how to take care of your family. So he is a member of FINRA SIPC, Equitable Advisors. Financial professionals are there to help you. They have been partnered with Fort Bend ISD teachers, but you don't have to be a Fort Bend ISD teacher. You don't even have to be a teacher at all. Equitable Advisors. As you can tell, the Bulldogs have just taken the field. Roger Smith and Patrick Kinnick with you. And we're going to get this game started, not straight up 7. That has passed. But we're going to start in, I don't know, 3-4 minutes, something like that. We'll be back on VypeFortBend.com.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately, like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box. All for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to Xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New Gigabit Extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity Gateway.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugarland, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
Hey high schoolers, are you interested in a career in sports media? Vype can help. Launched in 2017, our Vype U Ambassador Program is a one-of-a-kind educational scholarship program that offers high school students a chance to gain hands-on experience in the sports media field. Vype U also gives students a platform to build their portfolio of creative work under the guidance of Vype's seasoned professionals. From covering games to publishing photos, writing articles, and conducting on-camera interviews, each Vype U ambassador receives an immersive experience geared toward their interests, while promoting their own school and preparing them for their future. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out more about Vype U today.
Hello, I'm Gary Horn with Horn Solutions. We agree with energy analysts that the energy market has stabilized. We anticipate significant merger and acquisition activity. Good resources are scarce. Horn Solutions is positioned to assist you in accounting, finance, IT, and supply chain. Our staff can assist you with outsourcing, or we can supply you with resources to join your staff. Visit hornsolutions.net for details.
Gary Horn is a highly successful businessman who has made a huge impact in people's lives, and he loves what he does for a living. That's a big reason why Gary Horn and Horn Solutions support Get a Great Gig. Get a Great Gig is a free job search consultation service that will help you find a job you love, whether it's to make more money or get personal fulfillment in the career of your choice. Email them at getagreatgig@gmail.com or on Twitter @getgreatgigs.
honoring America, especially the military members and first responders, because the anniversary of September 11th, 2001 is coming up on Sunday. Patrick, I know that's very gratifying for both you and me and all the folks here at Mercer Stadium to see them honoring America in that way.
I agree, and I was thinking about that, and all these high school students weren't even born yet. That was 21 years ago now?
Yes.
It's
and,
amazing.
That really, it is amazing how time flies.
It sure does.
It does our nation good to remember things like that. And
yeah. And you wonder what a person who was not born at that time, how they perceive it, I guess. And I guess it's just similar to how we might have perceived World War II or something. Not the same, but historical at least. And we have a special ceremony at midfield here.
By the way, we're about to have the coin toss, and Gia Eason of the Austin Bulldogs family has been selected to be a specially honored captain.
For her commitment to excellence in the classroom and in the community. Therefore, Austin High School would like to celebrate Miss Eason for her dedication and commitment to serving students.
That's a nice gesture there, honoring this teacher for her commitment to the school students.
So she is out there in the middle of the field along with Rocky Marcinelli, our very highly decorated and highly respected referee tonight. He's refereed many a state championship game. He's one of the best in Texas for sure. And the home team, the Austin Bulldogs, wearing the all-black uniforms with the white letters and numerals trimmed in red. And they have very handsome helmets, Patrick. They have the Bulldog logo in red on the black helmet, and it's on the right side. And on the left side, they have the jersey number. So kind of like the Pittsburgh Steelers have a decal on one side and they're blank on the other, because that's honoring a tradition of their very cheap owner from many, many years ago.
Oh, that's where that came from.
Yeah, that is where it came from.
I didn't know that.
And
well, appreciate you bringing that in.
The Bulldogs aren't the only team out there with very nice uniforms. The Vikings have their very handsome red helmets with the Viking horns on either side, the white jerseys with navy blue numerals trimmed in red, and the bright red pants. And so Rocky Marcinelli indicates that Dulles won the toss but deferred, so Austin will get the choice, and they will take the football to start the game, and they will defend the north end zone here at Mercer Stadium.
Okay, when you say Rocky I want you to say something else.
Marcinelli.
Well, no, who is that boxer?
Oh, Marciano.
Marciano. Boy, that's such a close name there.
Rocky Marcinelli can take a punch if necessary, but can he deliver a punch? He never would while wearing the white hat of the referee.
He's last bit of duty before the kickoff here. The officials are getting themselves ready. The players are on the field now. Here come the Bulldogs ready to receive. Back deep, we've got Kress along with Fitch. Will be deep for the Bulldogs, and set to kick it off for the Vikings will be Tim Cutts. We're about ready to get started, a couple minutes behind the time here, but we're ready to roll, and it's a beautiful night here. Blue skies mostly, and the sun is setting. The field has very little sunlight on it right now. Here's Cutts, left-footed kick coming here now, and it puts into the ball. It's going to be let go and into the end zone. It'll be a touchback as Kress
Tim Cutts bombing it away for Dulles.
It bounced around the 5-yard line, then rolled into the end zone, and there's a flag on the play. It might be offside against the Vikings here. Let's see what the call is. Offside.
They picked up
Vikings.
the flag. Hey, how about that?
I think he made the call. He's picking up the flag as the call was made. It looks like they're going to want him to kick it over.
Well, I saw an official pick up the flag, but
yeah, then
he kind of waved it back and forth.
Then I saw our referee then down there set to make the call, Rocky. Now they march it back 5 yards, and they're going to make him kick it again.
And this will give Mason Kress a really good chance to return the kickoff. And Mason Kress's mom, Meredith, is the Booster Club contact at Austin High School. So I really appreciate Meredith. Anytime we're doing a Bulldogs game, she puts out the word and lets everybody know that they can listen live or listen later on the Vype Fort Bend podcast.
You know, Roger knows all those contacts, and there it is for the for the Bulldogs. Now Cutts will kick it again from his 35. Bulldogs looking for better field position. A line drive type kick, fielded by Kress at the 12 to the 20, 25, 30, still going, and he's at the 40, but a penalty marker flies as he gets knocked out of bounds, and that's usually in the area of an illegal block, which would march him back at least 10, 15 yards, and then maybe they won't get the starting position they thought they were going to get.
To this point, Patrick, we cannot help but admit that it's been a penalty-marred game.
Yeah, we've got two plays, or I guess two attempts here.
Two special
penalties.
Teams
yeah.
plays.
And the way they're huddled up and the way they're marching the ball back a little bit here, I think it's going to go against the Bulldogs, but both teams are waiting for
and
the
if
appropriate
Austin,
call here.
Let's say they had been able to avoid incurring the penalty on that kickoff return. You think of the advantage they had. They would have had it at the 25. The kickoff return was back to the 40.
Yep.
But
it's going to be
this
about
really
the
is
same.
going to take
gonna be
a
a
bite
wash.
out of the return, if you know what I mean.
Yes, right. Let's see where they'll see where they're going to take it back here. It's a holding call against the Bulldogs is what I saw. Now they're still chatting down there. It's going to be marked from the 30.
Oh, wow.
So they're going to end up being, well, now maybe it's offsetting penalties. What's going on here? Did we miss one of them? The ball's at the 35.
Well, I guess Dulles
must have been a personal foul, too, or something.
This is just very strange. Yes, maybe it was a...
we must have missed a
Here's
second
Rocky Marcinelli. Did he already say what he was going to say?
I think what's interesting is the ball is about where he ended up. Right around the 35. First and 10 Bulldogs. We'll get a first real play here of the ball game from scrimmage. Starting right now. Here's the snap, handoff up the middle. And for 2, maybe 3 yards goes Gibbs. I believe that's Gibbs. Yep. You give him 3 yards on that play. Second down and 7. Franklin's your quarterback. Got receivers split out. Alasso. Let's see, I'm looking at some numbers here. Kress is in there. We got quads right. Fitch is out there to the right. 4 receivers to the right. It's set back in the backfield with Franklin on 2nd and 7.
It's kind of like a trips plus 1. They have 3 receivers bunched and another one moved away from them.
Here's the snap. Spreading them out, and they hand it up the middle. It's Gibbs again, and he's going to work his way to about the 43, which gives him a 3rd and 2. So they spread him out, get him thinking about those receivers, and then they hand it off up the middle. 3rd down and 2 is the play here. They still have 4 receivers to the right. Not quite in that same bunch formation, but they all are to the right. Franklin waits for the snap, shotgun, and he's going to run it. Gibbs leads the way, and that's a beautiful play by the Vikings. That is, well, let's see. It was Richard, and it was also Navarrete. How do you say that last name? Gio Navarrete. He, I think, made the initial play, grabbing him by the jersey, and for looks like about a 4-yard loss there. Make that a 5-yard loss. And they're in the shotgun as if they're going to go for it, and there's a man in motion. I think they were trying to get a guy to jump off sides, and he got his own man to jump. Robinson flinched.
Well, Patrick, I have to confess something. I haven't read the rule book, okay? But if a wide receiver simply, I guess, jumps a little bit like he's been startled, but he never comes out of the places where his feet are, and the ball hasn't been snapped, does that need to be a false start?
I think if he's set and then he moves and stops, I think that is motion. Even though there's a punt that goes, maybe 3 yards, and it bounces backwards. Boy, oh boy, that's a tough
It
break
went
there.
3. It bounced back 1 for
Wow.
a total of a 2-yard punt by Jamal Franklin.
That was luck. That was unfortunate for him. He was not really in a deep punt formation. He was more of a shotgun, a little bit longer than a shotgun, but he had to get it off quick because the rush came in so quick. He wasn't in a normal punt situation or a punt distance. And his punt went virtually straight up in the air, end over end. And then when it hit the ground, it bounced backwards in favor of the Vikings there.
I mean, I haven't been a coach, but it seems like if you have him step back 4 or 5 steps, it give him more room to swing away.
Yes, he was not far enough back for sure. But nonetheless, here are the Vikings. First pass of the game is an errant pass. He came from Bird. Looked like he was trying to hit, you heard it, Adarumboye, but he's no chance for Adarumboye. Is that how we say that name, Roger? Number 8. We saying it right?
Adarumboye.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Adarumboye.
Adarumboye.
By the way, Patrick, I think what we need to do, you and me both, is just wait until the PA guy is not talking and tell him what we're going to tell him.
We're going to do the best we can. Here's Bird under center. Pitch. Hodges, left side, finds a gap. He's down the sidelines, and he's finally pushed out of bounds, but he's going to have a first down. He's all the way to the 25-yard line. Good job by Hodges.
Result of that run is a Viking.
Yes, and think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com. Patrick, they have a 1st and 10 at the Bulldog 25.
And they come up to the line of scrimmage, the receiver to the left, slot back to the right. It's going to be a handoff, inside handoff. Truscott got room to the 10, the 5, touchdown Vikings, wide open on the left side on an inside handoff to Truscott. 25-yard run for Truscott. He was not, I don't think he was touched down the left side.
No, he wasn't, and it was such a well-designed play. They start the flow to the right. You can see the whole defense kind of moving that way, and Truscott had come out of the slot, lined up on the right, flashing through the backfield, and when he crossed the line of scrimmage, there was no one within 6 yards of him.
Here's this extra point from Cutts. It's going to be good. We have a score of 7-0 Vikings over the Bulldogs. 9 minutes to play in the first quarter.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately, like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box. All for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New Gigabit Extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
Everything. We take care of you, so you can take care of business. Office Depot Office Max. Taking care of business.
We'd like to thank the folks at Office Depot Southwest Freeway at Williams Trace in Sugar Land, taking care of business every day so we can bring you Fort Bend County sports every week. Patrick, they're kicking off from the 45.
That was a penalty against the Bulldogs, which put it at the 45-yard line of the Bulldogs, and he Cutts just kind of pooched it, and it still ended up in the end zone. He was kicking so far up. Must have been a personal foul on that extra point. We didn't see any signal there, but obviously a 15-yard penalty was marched off.
Patrick, do you ever think about certain words that we use and you wonder who was the first to use them?
That's a good one.
And why they caught on? And I think of pooch kick. Who was the first one who called it a pooch kick if you kick it rather short and high? I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting to see where that did come from.
Pooch, I usually think of a dog.
Here's Franklin taking the snap. Gibbs up the left side. He's hit at the line. Oh, he kept the ball. Franklin faked me out. And he gets about a 5-yard gain on it. He faked the ball to Gibbs, and then Franklin kept it, ran to the right side, and he picked up 5 yards. Good first play for the Bulldogs.
Franklin, Patrick, he's just such a gifted athlete. And on a lot of plays, even if it's not blocked perfectly well, he can get something out of it. They had that third down play on the previous possession that didn't work, but look for him to break away with it sometimes.
Here's a snap to Franklin now. He's going to roll to his left passing. Looks to the left. It's Gibbs. Gibbs got a first down, 40. Oh, close to the 45 where he's ridden out of bounds. That's a nice, simple play. Now there's a penalty marker behind the play, and maybe it's a late hit on the quarterback. Let's see.
There is a flag on the play.
We've had a lot of flags already, and there's one down now.
It's a personal foul against the Vikings, so that'll tack 15 more on. They got all the way down to the 44. This penalty will take it into Viking territory.
Did you see anything happen that looked like a personal foul?
I did not see it because once the pass was made, I was watching Gibbs run down the sideline. And I looked back after the play, and there was a flag on there, laying there by the referee, and hence the call. First down, Bulldogs trying to respond to the Viking touchdown. 8:18 to play, first quarter. We've gotten some pretty good offense going so far both ways. Franklin waits for the snap. Still waiting on a shotgun. He looks to the right. He's rushed, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. That's number 44. That's Owens. Micah Owens coming in on that play. That's a
second down for the Bulldogs.
Those sacks after a big play and a big penalty now has him second down and looks like 14 yards to go. Nobody wants to be in this kind of down and distance. Now the Bulldogs have 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Franklin waits for his snap. Little bit of an option type look. Gibbs has got the pitch, and he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage for a pickup of about 4 yards.
Tackle by number 2, Maxwell Cotton. 3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs.
That was a play where the quarterback just ran down the line about 2 steps and made a quick pitch to Gibbs, and it was not really an option because he was going to pitch it the whole time.
And he did it kind of like it was a chest pass in basketball.
It was not quite the traditional type of flip. He's got 2 backs with him this time. Handoff to the right side. Let's see, who is that? That's Fan. No, that's not Fan. That's Trimble with the carry. Dylan Trimble. And he didn't find much going there. He had about, looks like 2 yards on the pickup.
13, Dylan Trimble on the carry. He's tackled by number 5, Gio Navarrete.
It's Navarrete, don't worry.
4th down for the Bulldogs.
So
by the way, Dylan Trimble did something special last week, but right now you call the play. It is 4th and 8.
4th down and 8 for the Bulldogs on the 39-yard line of the Vikings. Man in motion. It's going to be a quick flip inside pitch pass to number 19. That is Robinson. Who made the tackle? Was it Mike Owens again? Shidu makes the tackle.
Emphasis on the second syllable there.
Shitu.
Shitu.
Shitu. That was inside, I don't know, what do you call it? Like a little shovel pass,
it was
right?
meant to be a jet sweep, but the ball carrier wasn't moving that fast when he got the ball. It wasn't really designed well, and he was too deep in the backfield.
Did not materialize. Here's Bird, pass to the right. He overshoots his receiver. Almost looked like a lateral there. Pretty darn close. Adarunboye had no chance for that one. The first pass to him was down and outside, low and outside. He couldn't corral that one, and that one was high and inside, way over his head, and he could not get that one.
And I never saw any of the officials signal incomplete pass. I thought it could have been lateral, as you said.
Yeah, they did. They marked to the line of scrimmage, though. Here's Hodges on a quick pitch. He's got the 50, and he's inside the Bulldog territory to the 48. That's a pickup of 6 yards. That'll bring up a third, about 4 for the Vikings, who lead 7-0 here with 6 minutes to play here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and both teams have kind of gotten where they're not committing so many penalties, which is nice. And we're just now at the halfway point of this first quarter. And the Austin defense is playing pretty well right now, but they've got to get their offense consistently moving the sticks.
3rd and 4. And there's a man in motion. That's going to be a, well, see, you spoke a little too soon, Roger. There comes another penalty flag.
Yeah, and if it is offsides against Austin, it's a first down because they only needed 4.
I thought I saw a guy flinch, but maybe it's because of the guy jumping offside, I guess. Offside Bulldogs, and it's a first down. First down for the Vikings via the penalty. First down at the 43-yard line. They already have a 7-0 lead. They're trying to add to it here on a nice little drive so far.
After the outside penalty is marked off, it is a first down for the Vikings.
Man in motion, Hodges, he's got it following his blocker to the 40, 39-yard line. Penalty marker on the play. I want to say that's about the 7th penalty in the ball game already. This time I think it's going to go against the Vikings.
And Mark Botso, there is a flag on the play holding against the Vikings.
So you heard that. The Vikings are guilty of holding on that. Hodges was able to pick up some yardage, but apparently the holding aided him. It'll be first down and 20 for the Vikings from their own 47-yard line now. Clock winds under 5.5 to play here in the first quarter. We got a nice, beautiful night. The clouds that are lingering off in the east are colored by the setting sun. It's a beautiful sight. Here's Bird now. He's going to pitch it to Hodges. Left side. Got the 50, 45. He's still going. 40, 35-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of 18 yards for Hodges. He's finding some room on the left side there tonight. They're going to give him 19 yards on the play.
It is second and short for the Vikings.
Quarterback, let's see, Bird, just a little quick pitch to Hodges, and he finds a nice gap through the tackle hole there, and 19 yards later. Here's the same play to the right side. Hodges has got it. He finds some more room inside the 30 to the 26-yard line. First down, Vikings. Hey, if it works, why not keep using it? Now they've done the same play both sides. There's a timeout on the field. Bulldogs call timeout. 7-0 Vikings.
And since that's a first down, think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com. Here's Mercedes with more.
Ever take your hands off the wheel and your auto starts veering left or right? That's your vehicle's way of saying, hey, I'm out of alignment and you're ruining the tires. First Tire and Automotive, 4 convenient locations, make sure you won't be driving crooked in the carpool lanes. Take advantage of free standard alignment with purchase of 4 tires and 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
And we're back here at Mercer. Vikings have back-to-back first downs, and that are all the way down to the 26-yard line of the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs had to call timeout to try to settle things down. Here's a pitch to the right. More room to the 25, 20, inside the 20. And that runner is Cotton. Maxwell Cotton. Get him on the board for some running yards.
He's tackled by number 24.
Apparently he went down at the 22. Looked like he got inside the 20, but his knee must have come down at the 22. So a pickup of, let's say, 5. Bring it to a 2nd and 5 for the Vikings. Man in motion is Hodges. Pitch over his head. He's scrambling for it. He's got it. That ball went a little high on the pitch, and Hodges couldn't come down with it, and then he had to scramble for it on the ground just to recover it. Ball all the way back to the 29-yard line. It will be 3rd down and 13 for the Vikings. They had things going in high gear there until that play, and now it's going to be a tough situation trying to pick up 13 yards on 3rd down. See what they can come up with. Thomas splits wide to the left. You got in the wingback left, you got Truscott. It's going to be that inside handoff to Truscott to the right side, but he fumbles it. Kind of a bad exchange, and a flag comes flying in. And I don't know where that is. What's that's going to be? It's right in the middle of the pile. Here's a holding call against the Vikings. It'll be 4th down and 14, or it'll be 3rd down and a mile.
By the way, I would really like to hear the voice of Rocky Marcinelli up here when the referee makes a call, calls out a penalty or so forth, but from what I can tell, his microphone's not working, so we'll just have to check the hand signals.
So they declined the penalty. It brings up a 4th down and 14. I think that's probably a pretty good idea instead of giving them 2 plays. But a holding, that play, they were trying to run the same play that scored the touchdown. The play that scored a touchdown was an inside handoff to Truscott running to the left. This time they were trying to do it to the right, and there was not quite a good exchange and a fumble. 4th down and 14. The Vikings are going to go for it. They're going to pitch it to Hodges to the left. Trying to find room. He's got room. He fumbles it. And the Bulldogs recover it, but they're going to lose. They're going to lose 8 yards on that. Unfortunately for them. Hodges had a little bit of room there, and then the ball squirted out after about a 5-yard gain. Bulldogs recover it, and unfortunately for them, they lose about 6 yards on the field position. Had they just tackled them, then well, I guess they would have not necessarily. They would have had the same field position. I misspoke there. I'm not sure what I was thinking there.
Well, Patrick, in defense of the defense.
Yeah.
I guess they can't really see into the future.
No, but what I'm saying, I thought the ball would go back to the 30. That would have done that on a pass play if it was an incomplete, but not on a run play. I was not really thinking clearly.
Now, what if they have a 76-yard touchdown here?
There you go. Franklin has it. He's in a shotgun with 3 receivers to the left. That snap was delayed. The players were running their play and running the routes, and the ball came in late. According to my count, that's 9 penalty markers in the first quarter.
That sounds like a record and not one to be proud of.
No, and I'm talking about combined. I'm not keeping track of each team. I'm just keeping track of the laundry in the game here.
But even so, I mean, that's just a lot of penalty markers in one quarter.
Yeah, even if it was 4 penalties and 5 penalties, splitting them between the teams. Here's a snap. Gibbs has got it up the middle. He had a little bit of room, and it closed fast as Kenneth Davis, among others, wrapped him up for a gain of 3.
Do you remember the more famous Kenneth Davis, a guy played that at TCU?
Yes.
They call him the Temple Tornado because he went to Temple High School.
Bulldogs 2nd and 12 now. Franklin waiting for the snap. Got it, looking left for a pass. Across the middle, and it's off the fingertips of his receiver. That is Fitch. And Wilson was in there to help make sure he didn't make the catch.
It looked like Wilson, in the process of reaching for the ball, trying to make a pick, basically his arms were in front of the torso of the intended receiver, Fitch, and down he went.
And that certainly would be a distraction to the receiver. 3rd down and 12, Bulldogs. Franklin waiting for the snap. 2 receivers on both sides. He fakes the handoff, now rolling to his right. Downfield he goes. He's got a man just through his fingertips. It would have been close to the first down, but it went through the fingertips of his receiver, Robinson. Robinson, I think if you would ask him, he'd say he probably should have had that. It was a not an easy catch, but as a receiver, you think you got to believe you're going to make those catches.
By the way, on the previous play, I want to tell you something about Krishan Fitch, the intended receiver on the second down play.
All right, let's see what's happening on the punt, and then we'll get back to that story here. Not reading the number. The snap is over the head. It's going to go out of the end zone. The punter is Tanifum, and it was over his head, and it went right into the end zone. So the Vikings have a 9-0 lead now. Do you have time to tell that, or do you want to wait?
I'll go ahead and we'll tell you about Krishan Fitch. His aunt is LaQuisha Dickerson, who is the head basketball coach for the girls at Austin. And by the way, I think it would be quite reasonable to say that the Austin girls should be favored to win District 26A when the girls basketball season rolls around. She's got a great group coming back, and her nephew is Krishan Fitch, and he's just a youngster, a sophomore, not driving yet. So by the way, and Coach Dickerson is not only the head girls basketball coach, she's also having to serve as the cheerleading coach.
Oh boy.
Yeah, she's just doing double duty, and not only that, she drives Krishan Fitch home every night. And so,
well, how do you get all this information, Roger?
Going to practice and just chatting people up.
You just get information, ask questions, and get the answers. So now the Bulldogs have to kick from their own 20. Trimble is going to kick it off. So the Vikings are going to get a nice field position with the 9-0 lead. Still in the first quarter. Here's the kick. Pretty good kick. Deep. And it's going to be fielded at the 30. 35-40. Midfield 45. That is Wilson on the return. Nice job. He got that ball at the 30, and he got it all the way up to the Bulldog 43, it looks like.
28-yard return.
It's an excellent return, and the Vikings already with a 9-0 lead, now in great field position. And this, so far this year, the Bulldogs are not used to this type of situation.
By the way, Patrick, I'll wait until after this play. They're coming to the
Vikings hurriedly to the line of scrimmage. Bird, man in motion, Hodges, right side, he's running. Sweep to the right, 40, inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line. A nice pickup of 6 yards for the Vikings.
Well, the Vikings have big offensive linemen. You can tell at a glance. And, of course, having big offensive linemen does not automatically mean you're going to have an effective running game. But that's a great bunch of prospects to have just put out there and then coach them up, even if they don't have come to you with instantly refined talent.
Here come the Vikings on a 2nd and 4, handoff left side. It's going to be close to the first down. Looks like Amazi on the carry.
Number 7, Ade Samazi on the carry.
Samazi got all the way to the 34, which is just 1 yard short of the first down.
For the Vikings.
Vikings are, we've got a man down now. It's one of the linemen that Roger was referring to, that good line, and now he's number 74 is, I don't know if that's a cramp or what. It's,
by the way,
Dawson Davis is the man that's on his knee down there.
You know, it's really rare that we give credit properly to offensive linemen, but on that last play, Dawson Davis, the guy who's down and apparently has a cramp that's bothering him, he and Tyler Fleming just opened up a huge hole over the left side, and the running play was destined to succeed as Samazi went through a very nice hole. He wasn't even touched until he was a good 4 yards down the field. And so that sets up a 3rd and 1.
I think one thing that, well, I'll talk about that in just a second. Here comes Bird and the Vikings to the line of scrimmage. 49 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Vikings already lead 9-0. 3rd and 1. Pitch Hodges, right side. He's got the first down, and he's got a little extra. He got about 2 yards on the play. He only needed 1. And that could be the last play of the first quarter. We're down to 30 seconds. I think the Vikings are going to take their time. We're going to take a break at the end of the first quarter with the score.
You know, Patrick, I gave you a hand signal to take the break, but I don't think we should because they might run a play. No, I don't think they're going to run a play. Let's go ahead and take that break.
It's 9-0 Vikings after the first quarter.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately, like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box. All for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New Gigabit Extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
Well, Patrick, Dulles has a 9-0 lead after 1 quarter, and they're in pretty good field position as we start the second. And before they run a play, I want to tell everybody to stick around for halftime. We've got Todd Callis, the Astros TV voice, and then we'll have Ashley Pickle of High School Scoreboard Live.
Here come the Vikings. 32-yard line. Pitch Hodges, left side. Got pretty good blocking, but it closed up fast as number 23, Fausto, came in on a tackle. He had 1 yard on the play.
Well, he pronounces his last name Fatso, kind of like it sounds like if you're in London and there's someone who makes fun of those who are gravitationally challenged. You would call him Fatso.
Oh, boy. That reminds me, I heard a really nice Monty Python type skit on the radio here today. I'll tell you about it later. Here's the handoff right side. Not much doing over there. That's Truscott. He didn't find much room, and Bulldogs are pointing like they got the ball, like there was a fumble on the play, but apparently not a fumble. Truscott got the pitch and or the handoff and didn't do much with it, with no room out there.
And there's several Bulldogs that really looked like they kind of diagnosed what was coming, maybe based on the formation or something, and Royale Salmon made the tackle. It was a no-gainer, so 3rd and 9, and we'll see if they have Bird put the football in the air. He's thrown short passes to this point. I think only those two passes.
Those 2 passes, and they were both somewhat errant. We have a new quarterback.
Oh, we do.
It's Mitchell. Mitchell gets a direct snap. He's going to throw it to the right. Got Truscott, 25. Close to the first down. He's fighting for it. He's close. He's about a yard short. Let's see where they mark it.
Well, if they are short, there's no question they will go for it because it'll be less than a yard.
Absolutely.
If he didn't make it.
In fact, where they're marking it, it looks like it might be a first down.
And it is Jarrett Mitchell quarterbacking, and he's not listed as a quarterback. It says wide receiver and defensive back.
So that was a first down.
Yes, it was, and you know what you should do?
Fought for it.
You should think of First Tire and Automotive.
Yes.
Check them out for all your car care needs, firsttireandauto.com.
They're in a really interesting formation here. Straight snap to Richard. Is it Richard or Richard?
It's Richard.
Richard rumbles to the 10-yard line for a first down. They had the formation, I don't know, what you call that, a T formation? They had 3 blockers in front of him lined up in a...
Maybe you call it an A formation because from bird's eye view, it would look like the letter A.
Well, I'll tell you a little bit more. They're in the same formation right now, Roger. Here's the snap. Up the middle he goes, Richard. He's going to go all the way to the end zone or very close. They're going to mark him a little short, I guess. I want to try to describe this formation. They got a guy lined up behind the guard, a guy lined up between the guard and center, and another guy lined up at the other guard. They're straight across. And then the back, who is Richard, he's behind them. So he's got 3 blockers in front of him, the thing is the defense doesn't know which way he's going to go. It's an interesting formation. It's worked so far. Oh, that time the snap got away from him. The ball's loose. Who's got it? It's outside the 10-yard line. And, of course, the Bulldogs are pointing their way. Let's see. Bulldogs have it. Unbelievable. Oh, my goodness. They were at the 1-yard line, Roger. And
wow.
The snap got away from him.
I am thinking the Vikings look like all they have to do is run that play a third time.
I think
there's no way that the Bulldogs will be able to stop it.
I think they were trying to. But
I think they were. Bad snap. And that might be a life-changing play, or at least life tonight here at Mercer Stadium.
Where the moon is almost full, Roger.
Yes.
What a beautiful moon.
But it's got to be totally full. That looks like it's a little bit short of full.
It's not quite full, but it's pretty darn close. Here's Gibbs on the handoff. He's going nowhere. The Vikings are all over that play. Afoma.
Well, guess who threw him into the end zone? Now, they didn't mark it back there, but that was Travion Richard, who I'm sure is mad about the drop snap. It was partly his fault, although it wasn't a great snap.
It wasn't a great snap, but it was definitely catchable. Here's the second down and 11 play for the Bulldogs. Back to pass. Down the field, he had a man open, and he overshot him. Franklin came out of there firing away, and he overshot his receiver. Oloso was running down that right sideline. And he had his man beat by about 2 yards.
Well, you know, the Dulles secondary is doing a great job covering the Bulldog receivers. And I'm thinking on 3rd down and 11, you almost know for sure that the Bulldogs are going to throw the football. I would send the house at Jamal Franklin and see what he can do.
Well, let's find out if they do. Franklin waiting for the snap. He's just going to run it. It's not Franklin, though. It was a direct snap to Oloso. And he gets about 2 or 3 yards on the play where he's swarmed by the Vikings, and the Bulldogs are going to have to punt.
You know, just like all football announcers, you and I will mention the names of the guys that handle the football, but games are won and lost in the trenches.
Right.
And the Dulles defensive front is just dominating the Austin offensive line, and they just are not allowing any holes to open up, and the Dulles offensive line is being pretty good.
Navarrete and Truscott are deep. Snap is a little bit wide, and the punter has to try to run for it. And he's not going to get anywhere. He's going to be tackled. That's Tanifum. He tried to get something out of that, and he only got back to the 5.
Oh, I'll tell you what. You know, the Austin Bulldogs were the recipients of a great bit of fortune when that snap was dropped by Dulles and they got the football back, and then they couldn't move it at all.
Yep.
A grand total of -1 yards gain on their first 3 plays, and then their punter, and that was Jason Tanifum, there was nothing he could do.
Nope.
1st and goal at the 5.
So now Bird's under center for the Vikings. Man in motion. Handoff to the 2. Maybe the 1, but I think they're going to mark it about the 2. Is that Samazi?
Yep.
Number 7.
Yep.
Ade Samazi.
They're going to mark it closer to the 3.
Tackled by number 12.
So the Vikings got the ball almost where they had it.
Out of his friend.
You know, they had it at the 1, and they got it back at the 5.
But they only gave him progress to the 3. I was a little surprised. I thought he got closer than that.
Looked like he got a little bit closer, but we are quite a ways away compared to those guys marking the spot. Here come the Vikings now to the line of scrimmage. Bird under center again. Hodges. And it's another fumble. And he's going to be marked down where he recovered it at about the 6-yard line. The pitch looked like it was a little bit, the velocity was too much for that pitch. They were only, they were so close together, it should be sort of a lob type pitch, and it almost looked like it was a fastball. It was hard to corral.
You know, that wasn't a forward pass, but the best kind of pass in any sport is one that your teammate can catch. And you're right, it was kind of point blank, just too hard, too hot.
Now it's 3rd down and goal from the 6. That time the pitch is a little softer. Running to the right, left, looking for the corner. Can't find it. That is Cotton. Cotton trying to get to the corner, and he was tripped up at about the 2-yard line.
Well, Salmon came swimming up from the secondary and made the tackle. Did you see what I did there? Little animal biology there. Salmon swimming up into the backfield.
That was really good, Roger.
Thank you. I thought you'd like it.
He was going upstream then, huh?
Upstream, indeed.
They're going to opt for the field goal.
And it's cuts.
It's going to be a 20-yarder.
Out of the hold of Brady Ultramare.
We'd love to hear that song, Roger. Here's the snap, good snap. And the kick is up, and it's good. 12-0 Vikings, 4:40 to play here in the first half.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugarland, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
Don't forget at halftime, we've got Todd Callis, the Astros voice, and also Ashley Pickle of High School Scoreboard Live. And if you watch High School Scoreboard Live, you know that every one of their reporters, every one of their anchors really loves and cares about Texas high school football. You can't fake sincerity, Patrick, and they are very sincere, very passionate, very well informed. And Ashley Pickle, I just get fired up for football listening to her talk about football.
Speaking of football, Cutts has got it teed up, and he's ready to kick it off here again for the Vikings. It's a pretty good kick back to the 17-yard line, fielded there by the Bulldogs, and out to the 24, maybe the 25. Yeah, I got to get his number. Looks like number 19, Robinson, on the return.
Nehemiah Robinson on the return. He's tackled by number 31, TJ Shitu.
He emphasized the right part of that name, I think.
10, their own
Shitu.
25-yard line.
You say he emphasized what?
The right part of his name. Shitu.
Shitu, yes.
Shitu. 1st and 10.
As in
Bulldogs.
She, too, enjoyed the wedding cake.
Very good. Bulldogs come out with 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Gibbs behind him. Franklin, the quarterback. It's going to be a pass to the left. It's complete to the 30-yard line, and it is it's Kress on the reception. He found a little hole in the defense, sat down, got the pass. Navarrete was a good tackle to limit the gain to 5 yards. 2nd down and 5 for the Bulldogs. Trying to get on the board here. They got the goose egg going so far. Franklin, shotgun. Gibbs up the middle. No, Franklin keeps it, 30. And that's about it, maybe the 32. Good job by the
Franklin on the keeper. He's tackled by number 0.
Good job by the Vikings.
They saw it all. They didn't go for the fake at all. They knew that Franklin was going to pull it out of his running back's belly.
Penalty marker way down there at the 48-yard line, way downfield. What could that possibly be?
Yeah, good question. It wasn't a pass play.
So maybe an illegal block. Well, I don't know. That personal foul of some sort. Let's see here. We're going to hear from Rocky. They're telling him what they need to call here now. Here he is. But the microphone has not been working tonight. We rely on the signals. Still not working. Looks like they're going to march it against the Bulldogs the way they're looking here. But Roger, we have been. It's kind of hard to read what's going on down there sometimes when the mic doesn't work. They're marching it off. It looks like unsportsmanlike conduct. Whoa, 15-yard penalty.
Well, I'll tell you what.
That hurts.
It's 12-0 Dulles, but Austin should be thankful that they're not down by more than that.
I agree with that.
And as a result of that, if, it's a little bit too early in the season to get frustrated with being down by 12 with 3:49 to go in the first half. You got to have some poise. Don't hurt your team like this. Now they got 3rd and 17.
3rd and 17. What do you draw up for that play? Franklin waiting for the snap, trying to draw him offside, but the Viking defense is disciplined. Now he has to reestablish his cadence. And here's the snap. He's just going to run it. Gibbs is leading him. Franklin's got some room, though. Down the line. 40, 45, 50. He's going to go all the way. 20-10 touchdown. Where did that come from? Unbelievable. They haven't been doing anything all night, and all of a sudden there was nobody out there, and Franklin was down the sideline like a flash, and nobody was going to catch him.
He is capable of doing that kind of thing. He's got that kind of athletic talent, and it's you see so many teams that have that guy who can give you the quick strike ability,
and you need that.
And you can play sorry football basically for what was it?
Half.
Almost a whole half,
Yeah.
and then he's going to make it a 5-point game possibly.
Well, now they're going to go for 2 here.
Make it 4.
That's straight up the middle they go on a direct snap. And he's going to plow his way into the end zone. Oloso got the snap, and the line just kept plowing away. 12-8 now. And we'll be right back.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
Don't forget to join us for halftime when we'll have Ashley Pickle of High School Scoreboard Live and Todd Callis, the Houston Astros radio voice. By the way, Patrick, on the schedule for District 26A this week, we'll have Bush taking on Ridgepoint at Tully Stadium in the Spring Branch District. We're borrowing that stadium for a Saturday evening game. Clements is taking on George Ranch, and Hightower Travis is the game tomorrow night here at Mercer, and I'll have that one by myself.
Onside kick. And there's a penalty marker. I believe it might be offside, but they had one guy come toward the ball. He went back, and then the other guy came and kicked it. It's kind of a clever play, but I think somebody was offside, according to the penalty, or the flag there. On the play that was the 82-yard touchdown, just before the play, I said, what could they draw up on 3rd and 17? Well, how about a direct snap to the quarterback, lead blocker, run around left side, and just go up the sideline for 82 yards. How about that? And there was nobody really there to touch him. Vikings had played great defense the whole night, and then that play, it's like somebody lost their assignment or something there because there was nobody there.
There have been at least 3 other plays when Franklin would fake an interior handoff and then basically a naked bootleg, and Dulles sniffed it out every time until that big touchdown run.
Here's the pitch to Hodges, right side. He's got room. 45, 40. They opted to they recovered the ball on the 50-yard line, so the penalty, they just declined it. It just took the ball in great field position with 3 minutes to play here in the first half. It's 12-8. We're excited that it's a close game, and the Vikings have the ball on the 43-yard line. They also get the ball starting the second half, so they are looking for a 2-for-1. Is that what you call that? Or I don't know what you call that. Double whammy. Here's the Truscott inside handoff. They tried that again. That was the play that scored a touchdown or something very similar to that.
Oh, that's the exact same play.
But this time the Bulldogs were all over it. No gain. Looks like Truscott's down at the 43. Hopefully it's nothing much.
And it was nothing dirty about it, but Raylan Holmes hit him hard, finishing off the tackle. And that really is something that these Vikings can't afford to lose Truscott. The trainers are taking a look at him. We'll take a break. 2:33 to go in the half. It is 12-8. Dulles on top of Austin.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately, like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box. All for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to Xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New Gigabit Extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
Truscott got off the field okay for Dulles. Now Dulles takes a timeout with 2:11 to go. And Patrick, there was a play that occurred while we were in commercial break. So describe that. It was a riveting play. So please describe it.
Well, it looked like there might have been just a kind of a mishandled snap. Bird ended up keeping the ball and then just going up the middle. He's able to pick up about 2 yards. Actually, he picked up more yardage than you would think he would have on that play, but he did what he had to do, and he got 2. It'll be a 4th down and 1 as the Bulldogs called timeout, thinking, I believe, if they get the ball back, they'll have, they'll need plenty of time to try to score, but they got to stop them on 4th and 1 first, and that play is coming here.
Well, let's review games from last week that make us say, ouch.
Ooh, we want to say
so
out.
Austin beat Westbury 38-35, but Magnolia West beat Bush 43-0, and Fulshire beat Clements 77-18.
Ouch.
And there are more ouches.
4th and 1.
But those are the worst, too.
Here's the quarterback Bird under center. He might be trying to draw him offside. Now he's under center again. And he keeps
now he stands up again.
He keeps standing up and looking to the sidelines. Now they call a timeout.
They knew we needed to give more scores from last week.
Were there more ouches?
Well, not as bad as the ones before, but the Dulles Vikings lost to Cy Woods on the road 38-3. And that was after they lost to Clear Lake on that initial Saturday night game of the season.
Yes.
Pretty handily.
Yes.
So Lake Creek beat Elkins 54-42, but at least the Knights scored 42 points.
54-42.
54-42.
Wow.
Sounds like a college basketball score.
Yeah.
High School Scoreboard Live reporter Ashley Pickle.
Now, Spring Westfield beat Hightower, but it was that's a great team right there. 51-29 was the final. Westfield over Hightower.
Here come the Vikings again now. That's a direct snap. That's going to be a 1st down inside the 40 to the 35. He's still running. That play has worked all night except for the one fumble. That's Richard getting the direct snap. And he just plows through the hole and picked up that time about 6 yards for a 1st down. The only time that formation did not work, was when they were on the 1 yard line and the snap got away from Richard. 147. Rogers got his finger on another play.
Dickinson beat Ridgepoint 14-0. Ridgepoint getting shut out. Are you kidding me? And Foster beat Travis 50-7.
Ouch. Here's the snap. Pass to the left through the hands of the receiver, Bailey. A little high, but he looked like he maybe could have had it. Mitchell made the pass. 2nd down and 10.
And finally, this is not really an ouch to Fort Bend ISD, but it is an ouch to District 26A. Katie Taylor beat George Ranch 16-0.
16-0.
So things, as the great Howard Jones, the underrated Howard Jones, once famously saying, things can only get better.
Here's the pitch. Hodges right side through the hole. 30, 28-yard line.
You're
29.
Mr. Big Ten, aren't you?
What?
You're Mr. Big Ten, basically.
I'm a Big Ten guy, yeah.
Somehow Cole Hodges looks like somebody who'd be a running back for Iowa.
Yeah. Yeah. Third down and 4 for the Vikings. Oh, in this exchange on the handoff, as Samazi tried to get it from Mitchell, it just did not mesh very well that time, and a fumble occurred. Samazi got on it, but it'll be 4th down in, looks like 7 yards. 53 seconds to play. Vikings have 1 timeout remaining. And
Ashley Pickles waiting in the wings, by the way. There she is.
There's the halftime interview coming your way. Rogers got it again for you.
It's just incredible how High School Scoreboard Live will send reporters literally
Everywhere.
to every part of the state.
Absolutely.
Every week. I haven't counted how many they have. By the way, the clock is all the way down to 22 seconds, and now Dulles stops it. And I imagine with it 4th and 7, they just want to try to get that first down, maybe even heave it to the end zone.
Yeah.
But whatever they do, even if it doesn't result in a score, they just want to make sure the Bulldogs don't get the ball back. And Austin received the kick to begin the game. So to start the third quarter, Dulles will get it.
That is correct. So the Dulles Vikings will have a 4th down and 7 play here.
By the way, at kickoff time, it was 86 degrees. Now it's cooled off to 80, but it seems warmer than that because there's just no wind at all.
Is it
hardly any wind?
Is it proper to say it's cooled off to 80?
Sure.
Boy,
6 degrees is 6 degrees.
At 80 degrees and cool doesn't seem to go
6
together.
degrees of separation from what the temperature was at kickoff time.
Gotcha. Here's Mitchell under center. Mitchell with a man in motion. He's back to pass. Flushed to the right now. Going to go deep into the end zone. It's up for grabs. It's incomplete. Almost received down there by the big receiver at a run boy. But then it was knocked out of his hands. Good defense by the Bulldogs. And there's 14 seconds to play here in the first half. Let's see if the Bulldogs do anything.
Patrick, I was listening as hard as I could, but I couldn't hear you over the booming PA announcer.
Right on.
But I just wanted to point out that Tyler Casely-Hayford, their hyphenated defensive back for the Bulldogs, he broke up the pass. He was very happy with his work. And so
he should be.
14 and a half seconds, maybe just see if Jamal Franklin can bust loose somehow.
Got 4 defenders way back at the 43-yard line. Quick pass to the left, and it's complete.
That's Kress.
Kress was able to advance it to near the 40. I guess they're going to mark it at the 39-yard line. 10 seconds to play. The clock shows 2 timeouts remaining for the Bulldogs. I thought they used more than that, but maybe I'm wrong. Here's another quick pass. Same play. Kress has it. He's up the sideline and out of bounds, and he got pushed late. And here comes another flag. A play that did not have to happen for the Vikings. Kress was able to pick up first down. He's out of bounds, and one of the Vikings just pushed him down after he had been out of bounds. It was, as they say, unnecessary.
That'll put them inside the 40, and they can certainly heave a football toward the end zone and get it there with 6 seconds to go. If they could possibly run a very quick down and out to get a little bit closer, and then they could throw the ball for the end zone. They could even throw one over the middle, get down quickly, and call timeout.
Not sure why they marked it off from way back.
Yeah, it seems like it should be deeper.
Yes, I'm going to tell you in a second here. Here's the snap. He's just going to run it. Left side, trying to make more magic happen on the left side is the quarterback, Franklin. He's run out of bounds with 1.7 to play here in the half. They still have a chance to get it into the end zone. But on that penalty, I thought it was marked off from where the spot of the penalty was. If it was unnecessary roughness, they should have started marking it off at about the 50. But
yeah,
they went back to the line of scrimmage.
I agree with you.
That.
I thought it would be inside. They're going to kick it. It'll be a 50-yarder.
A 50-yard field goal attempt.
They're going to try one. Dylan Trimble, the hero last week against Westbury, trying a 50-yarder.
He's got a slight wind to his back. Here's the snap. The kick is up. It's going to be well short.
Truscott can return it. He can pick it up. Why didn't he pick it up?
I think once it hits the ground, maybe it's dead.
You may be right, because I heard the whistle right away.
Yeah.
No good.
And that's the half.
That's the half. The kick was pretty short, but they tried for it anyway.
Your Austin Bulldogs, 8.
And the score at halftime, 12-8. Vikings on top. Roger, you got some good interviews coming up.
Just
stay tuned.
You'll be interested to hear what it's like to be Ashley Pickle and cover high school football in a different town every week of the season plus playoffs. And she's just so fired up about it.
Don't miss it. It's coming right up.
We'll be back.
Hello, I'm Gary Horn with Horn Solutions. We agree with energy analysts that the energy market has stabilized. We anticipate significant merger and acquisition activity. Good resources are scarce. Horn Solutions is positioned to assist you in accounting, finance, IT, and supply chain. Our staff can assist you with outsourcing, or we can supply you with resources to join your staff. Visit hornsolutions.net for details.
Gary Horn is a highly successful businessman who has made a huge impact in people's lives, and he loves what he does for a living. That's a big reason why Gary Horn and Horn Solutions support Get a Great Gig. Get a Great Gig is a free job search consultation service that will help you find a job you love, whether it's to make more money or get personal fulfillment in the career of your choice. Email them at getagreatgig@gmail.com or on Twitter at getgreatgigs.
This is the Next Level Urgent Care halftime show, and we're glad to be bringing you a great guest on VypeFortBend.com. We so often like to go to the team at High School Scoreboard Live. It's a show like no other, and right now we have Ashley Pickle. She's one of the reporters, and you're in your 4th year with the program. And what's it like going to all these different places, learning about all these different communities and teams?
Man, Roger, it is a blast. And I mean, it's one of those things when you realize that you get to talk sports for a living. First off, that's the coolest realization in the world. You trick people into paying you to do what you love. So that's the best part. But then obviously we know Texas high school football, it does not get better than that. Anywhere in the nation, this is the best high school football that you can find. And to be able to travel the state week in and week out, 17 weeks, it's a grind. I'm not going to lie. You get tired, and having to cover a different team every single week, it's a lot. It's a lot of information to intake, but the people that you get to meet on the road, the venues that you get to see, the food you get to try, I mean, we call it a family, and that's really what it is.
Well, I know it's a great team. They basically did a nationwide search to bring in all these reporters, but quite fortunately, many of them are from Texas, and you're from Llano, which is a great destination for deer hunting in November. But tell us a little bit about the life that led you to High School Scoreboard Live.
So like you said, I was born and raised in Llano, Texas, lived there for 18 years of my life. It was great. And when I realized that, like I said, I could get paid to talk about sports, I started looking at my college options and stumbled across the University of North Texas up in Denton, Texas. And their broadcasting program is one of the best in the entire nation. And I walked up on campus, absolutely fell in love with it. And I realized that was in a top 5 sports market. When you look at the DFW and all the pro teams, you have 5 different professional sports teams, and the high school football up there is some of the best that you can find in the state of Texas. I decided that I wanted to go up there, got my degree in 4 years, and I started interning at what was then Fox Sports Southwest, now Bally Sports Southwest. But I interned, and then before I graduated, they had offered me a couple of different part-time roles. And I told them, I was like, I really would love to be on camera for the high school coverage. If you'll give me an opportunity, I'll do whatever you want me to behind the scenes, just trying to put my name out there. And they liked my tape enough that they actually sent it over to Dave Campbell's Texas Football, which the Bible, the institution here in the great state. But they sent it over there, and I ended up becoming the Dave Campbell's correspondent for our Football Friday show and the High School Scoreboard Live. And I've taken off ever since and have completely fallen in love with the game. And I'm lucky enough enough to be surrounded by it 365 days a year. That is my full-time job. Some of the other reporters have regular day jobs, and I'm lucky enough to be immersed in the world every single day.
And I know you're very proud to have gone to the University of North Texas, and I have to say, they don't take a back seat to anybody, whether it's Northwestern or Missouri or Syracuse or all those other elitist places that think they're better at getting people ready for a broadcasting career. And also about Llano, here's the thing I remember. I traveled to Llano so many times between San Angelo and Houston when I was, I guess, right out of college. And they had that big banner, and it says, "Welcome Hunters." But the come and welcome was extra big, and the hunt and hunters was extra big. So it's welcome hunters and come hunt, all in the same big banner. Do you remember that?
I do. It's creative. It's up there every single year, and we like to call ourselves the deer capital of the world. And I'm telling you, from driving at nighttime to and from many basketball games and football games, that is no stretch of the truth. Tons of deer, great people down there. The hill country, if you've never been, is just gorgeous. Take some time to go down there. Fredericksburg's right down the way, so any special ladies in your life, they love Fredericksburg, wine country. But it's a fantastic area, and then I was lucky enough, like I said, to experience North Texas and everything that has to offer, and it's a great state, and there's really no bad part of it.
You know, and speaking about the there's no bad part of the state, you know that old song, Johnny Cash, I've been everywhere, man. Well, if you've been working for High School Scoreboard Live and going into your 4th year, you've pretty much been everywhere already. There's a specific spot in Texas that's very dear to me. We're going to talk to Ashley Pickle about her visit there last year during football season when we return on the Next Level Urgent Care halftime show.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From owl to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
Hello fans, this is Bradley Stavanaugh with Needville Insurance. We know Fort Bend County. I'm a 4th generation resident of Fort Bend. I'm your local, hometown, trusted agent. With over 30 carriers and 9 auto insurance carriers, we shop the insurance for you. We know insurance is hard. We know it's complicated. We make it easy for you. We have Spanish speakers here available for you. Call us at 979-793-7411 or needvilleinsurance.com. Once again, call us 979-793-7411.
Welcome back to our visit with Ashley Pickle of High School Scoreboard Live on the Next Level Urgent Care halftime show. And there's a place where I guess I can give you some background. I went to college in Abilene, same as your friend and mine, Mike Alexander. And my family and I went out there from Houston to Abilene several times because all my siblings went to Abilene Christian. And I saw this sign out there that said, El Paso, 444 miles that way. And I looked at that sign every time we visited, and I said, wow, that's a long way. I'll never go out there. But I ended up living in El Paso 8.5 years. And they have a magnificent venue for football, Jones Stadium, the home of the El Paso High, I forgot their
Tigers.
Tigers.
The Tigers.
Okay, yes, it's kind of got some steps and columns, and it's amazing. So you met my good friend Kevin Lovell when you went out there last year. What were your impressions of El Paso being out there?
Unbelievable. That had been, I was lucky enough to actually go out there 2 weeks last year, but the entire Dave Campbell's Texas football staff, we took a whole editorial team trip out there, and it was unbelievable. When you talk about Texas high school football, R.R. Jones Stadium in El Paso is basically #1 on every single person's bucket list. It's gorgeous, and the thing that got me about that stadium is, like you said, it's got the grand stairs leading up into old El Paso High, and you're seeing that. But the thing that a lot of people don't realize is when you turn around and you look at the opposite way from the top of the steps is you get to see all of El Paso and the lights at night. It was gorgeous. But you want to talk about some of the friendliest people that you will ever come across. It's in El Paso. Some of the best food. L&J's Cafe was unbelievable. We went to Carlos and Mickey's and met Patrick Melton out there, who's at America's, and it was just gorgeous. Everyone is so nice and so caring, and they were so excited for us to be there, and it made the welcome just unbelievable.
There's a thing that I love to do at that particular stadium, especially early in the season while you still have the summer heat. You can be shooting at the side of the field that appears right at the sideline to just drop off down a mountain, and in the background you see the lights of Juarez, and the heat waves coming up make the lights shimmer. It's just an incredible video image, and it looks just as good through a camera as it does in real life.
That is too cool, and it doesn't surprise me. It was definitely, we were out there in September, so it was definitely toasty. It was actually cooler there than it was in the DFW that week, so we were very excited. But another really cool thing that we got to do when we went and visited for that Thursday night game was they were kind enough to get us meal tickets to where we were able to go inside up to their library, and that's where we ate. But the cool part about that is it overlooks the entire field, so you want to talk about an unbelievable aerial view out there. It was just breathtaking. It was really one of those moments at the end of the night where we all stood at midfield and just kind of took a deep breath and took it all in, because it was like we finally made it out here. We get to see one of the best gems of Texas high school football, and that was so cool to do that, especially with the crew at Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and to help out with Bally and be able to show it off on Scoreboard Live, with so many people don't get the chance to get out there and actually see it for themselves.
Other than El Paso, was there maybe one anecdote you can tell me from the years that you've spent already on High School Scoreboard Live, where not something really that happened within the competition, not on the playing field, but just something that happened, maybe it was the manifestation of a rivalry where one side did something maybe a little below the belt to the other? Anything that you can share from the road?
One of my favorite memories when it comes to a rivalry is the Battle of Beltline. So you have Cedar Hill and DeSoto. That's huge up in the DFW every single year when you have both of those coaches, and Claude Mathis and Carlos Lynn, and just the vibe that they get, the energy that they bring. That was one that I had hyped up to me for a long time, and I had never had the opportunity to go cover it. Last year I was able to finally get to go to that game and experience that, and it was one of those where I believe it was DeSoto, they didn't warm up at the game. They warmed up at their home turf, and then they drove over, got off the bus, and walked onto the field because of the scuff. You know, you can feel it. You can really go. And I think that's one of the things that makes Texas high school football so great, is when you can see the passion that the players, and knowing self-awareness enough to say some fight's going to break out if we don't keep these teams apart. So that one it was really cool to see in person.
Well, you know what? That move of just getting off the bus and walking right onto the field and playing, that was badass.
It really, really was. And you can see they've got a sense of swagger about them. They know how that they're going to hold their head high and they're going to get out there and go play. And, I mean, they just want to knock skulls with each other. And so it was really, really cool. It was a statement for sure.
Well, Ashley Pickle, I know that you're going to come at some point, whether it's this season or another, you're going to come to Fort Bend, to Sugar Land, Missouri City, one of those spots, and I'm going to look for you. It was great to meet you, by the way, back in July at the Coaches Convention in San Antonio, and I just love watching the show. I love watching the way that the reporters, they really care about everything. You know, I heard someone once said, you know, sincerity is the most important thing, and if you can fake that, then you've got it made. But nobody fakes the sincerity for how much they care about Texas high school football.
Right, it's the community and it's the people that make it so easy to fall in love with this sport and to fall in love with our jobs, really, and how lucky can we be to be able to have that be an opportunity presented to us. So thank you so much. It's been great to meet you and get to know you through these past couple of months, and we really appreciate you taking the time.
Well, thank you for being our guest. It's always great to have stars on our show. And this is the Next Level Urgent Care halftime show. We'll be back with more right after this.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugarland, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
We thank Ashley Pickle of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and High School Scoreboard Live for being our halftime guest. And the Astros are off tonight. We have Todd Callis as our next guest. He's waiting, but first we want to tell you at halftime it is Dulles 12 and Austin 8. And over at Traylor Stadium in Rosenberg, the Clements Rangers looking for their first win of the season, but trailing by 7 with 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. It is George Ranch 21 and the Clements Rangers 14. Elsewhere in Fort Bend County, Lamar Consolidated is leading Houston Westbury, the same team that the Bulldogs beat last week. 14-0, Lamar Consolidated over Westbury at halftime. We'll be back.
Gentlemen, please welcome to the field the Stephen F. Austin Bulldog Band and Angels Dance Team.
That's my friend Mark Sherman. I'm going to step aside. We'll be back with Todd Callis.
The Angel.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately, like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box. All for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to Xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New gigabit extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Next Level Urgent Care halftime show. We always like to talk baseball while we're in the middle of a football game. And who better to talk baseball than Todd Callis, the television voice of the Astros. And Todd, thank you for being here. And you came here in 2017, and it's been kind of a magic carpet ride, hasn't it?
Oh my gosh, unbelievable. To have 5 consecutive seasons where they get to the League Championship Series. It's only happened once before in American League history. That was when Oakland did it in the 70s, and all they had to do was win their division to get to the LCS. So, yeah, it has been beyond anything I could have imagined or dreamed when I got this job, and it has been the most fun for the first 6 years I've been here.
I mean, every team, even the greatest of organizations, they have this window of time, and they expect that, you know, that little window, we really got to go for the brass ring and, you know, knock on wood. But the Astros have been contending now all the years that you've been announcing them, 6 years, and it looks like they have a great future. So I'm not going to ask you to make any predictions, but I will ask you, first of all, what's it like to work with Jeff Blum? You know, it takes a while to kind of, for partners to really get that rhythm. I think you found it, but what are some of the things that are special about working with Jeff?
Well, Blummer and I actually knew each other when he played for the then Devil Rays back in the day. He was there for one season. It wasn't his favorite year, but he was always great to talk to back then. And then when I got the job, he's a laid-back California, and he's got a different style about the way he goes about things, and he's hilarious. Fans here love him. So I was just lucky to have known him from before, and it was so easy to infiltrate into this booth with Jeff and Julia having already been here for 3 years. They kind of had a set way to do things with our producer Carl Patterson. So I was happy to just be that extra guy to come in. It was an easy fit from the start.
You have to honor the game, of course, and there are all kinds of viewers out there who are going to nitpick if you don't say everything just right, but you also have to make it fun and entertaining. And for example, your crew cuts to the picture of it's the Immaculate Mona Maton. So what's that portrait that I've seen?
Yeah, there's some fan who has put Maton's picture of his face on top of the Mona Lisa. So yeah, that they cut to that shot in the middle of the of one of the innings. It was kind of caught us off guard. It was funny.
Well, I love all kinds of sports, and I love studying sportscasters and reading up on them. And very few things about Houston sports escape me. But until you came along, I didn't know Harry Callis, your legendary dad, the Hall of Famer, had been an Astros announcer. So do you even remember that?
Vaguely. I remember a little more about like Astro World and Candyland and stuff like that than I remember about the ballpark. But I do remember the exploding scoreboard for the home run celebration. I remember the seats at the Astrodome, how you could flip them and they were spring loaded so they always flip back. And as a 2 or 3 year old, that was probably like 3 innings worth of entertainment right there. So yeah, certain things I remember, but I don't, if you ask me about a certain play from 66 through 70, I can't really recall, but I do remember being at the stadium.
Well, you think of Houston, I love Houston. It's my home, and I take it kind of personally when people say things that are disparaging about it. I guess no one ever thinks of Houston as a vacation destination, and they might not have thought of it as a destination if you're a player or if you're an announcer like yourself. So I guess it has become one, certainly for players and announcers. Why wouldn't you want to announce here?
Oh yeah, I mean, this stadium is state of the art. This is one of my favorite stadiums before I got the job here. So to call this the home stadium is great. Houston's so diverse. It's got a great culture. It's got an incredible group of people that live here, and the restaurants are out of this world. So yeah, I don't know why you would want anything else. I was lucky enough to be born here, and I'm lucky enough to have been able to come back some 45 years after I left.
I know a lot of people say wonderful things about Chicago. Jim DeShays left here to go be a part of the Cubs broadcast team. And, when Blum was coming in, they were saying, does he have what it takes? I think he's doing just fine. I'm very happy to get to listen to him and you all the time.
Thanks so much. Yeah, Blummer is he's great. He's been a player here a couple of times, and now is a broadcaster in his 10th season. Yeah, we're lucky to have Blummer. There's been great announcers in the history of the Astros, and he's another one in the long line.
Just a couple of more quick questions. One of them is, as I recall, when I was young, announcers never took a night off, and now I notice that your work on AT&T Sportsnet, you don't have to call 162 games doing play-by-play. Kevin Eschenfelder fills in. Do you remember your dad working every single Phillies game, for example, back when he was doing his thing?
Yeah, 100%. 70s, 80s, 90s, even when I started in 92, 91 in the minor leagues, I was doing all 144 minor league games and then all 162 at the major league level on the radio for New York when I first started in 92. So yeah, that was still a thing. And I'm not sure when it changed, but it has changed over the years, and I'm kind of glad about it. Initially, you have that mentality of I want to do every game. If the players are there, I want to be there. But eventually you realize that a day off here and there is going to help you out, stay fresh for the long run.
And there's one other thing that today's TV voices don't get to do. It used to be in the World Series, if you were the TV announcer for that team, you got to sit alongside Kurt Gowdy and call the World Series. And now you got to be jealous of Robert Ford and Steve Sparks. They get to keep doing their thing on the radio, and you kind of become a spectator once the postseason comes.
Yeah, Roger, that was part of the deal going in is, when you go on the TV side that you're not going to be involved in calling games in the postseason. So you kind of expect it and you anticipate it. Having said that, previous times with Tampa Bay, I had done pre and post game shows, and I kind of miss doing those for the postseason. But here in Houston, they don't do the pre and post game shows for postseason, so we just get to go and have a beer and watch it just like any other fan. So there's something to be said for that too. I mean, getting to cheer for the Astros and sit back and watch this amazingly talented team is not the worst way to spend your Octobers lately.
For sure. Well, Todd Callis, you have something in common with the man you replaced, Bill Brown. Great announcer, and also nice enough to take some time to talk to a high school announcer like me. Thank you, Todd, for being on the Next Level Urgent Care halftime show.
Thanks for having me, Roger. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to put that on my resume tape, I think. We'll be back with more on VypeFortBend.com.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately, like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box, all for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New Gigabit Extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity Gateway.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
Ever take your hands off the wheel and your auto starts veering left or right? That's your vehicle's way of saying, hey, I'm out of alignment and you're ruining the tires. First Tire and Automotive, 4 convenient locations, make sure you won't be driving crooked in the carpool lanes. Take advantage of free standard alignment with purchase of 4 tires and 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
Equitable Advisors, New York, New York. Member FINRA, SIPC. Nick Arevalo is a guy at Equitable Advisors who can help you get into a very smooth landing into a comfortable and happy retirement. It's never too early. It's never too late to start planning for your future, yours, your family's, and all those people that care about you. We want you to go to nickarevalo.com. That's NICKAREVALO.com. And thousands of Fort Bend teachers and staff members have been trusting their financial future to Equitable Advisors and my friend Nick Arevalo for over a decade now. And you don't have to be a Fort Bend teacher. You don't have to be a teacher, period. He is the guy that you want to see, because Equitable Advisors, they find out who you are and what's really important to you before they map out a financial future and a path that you can understand, and they make that which seems to be complicated very understandable. So I want you to go see my friend Nick at Equitable Advisors. You'll be glad that you did. So, Patrick, we're waiting for the two teams to run out through their inflatable tunnels. It is Dulles 12 and Austin 8. The Vikings will get the football first to start this second half. And so, is there anything in particular you're looking for or think would be a key to victory? Let's go with Austin, since they're the team that is down by 4.
There are your Dulles.
Wait for the PA guy.
Give it up for your Austin Bulldogs.
Hurry, go.
Well, I think the Bulldogs need to sustain something. Their one play that scored the touchdown was an 82-yard run. They may have had, 20 to 30 yards offense total besides that, so they got to get something sustained. They can't just rely on a big play like that.
By the way,
it works, but it may not work for the whole game.
And I'm thinking back to a game that we saw, and it must have been, I don't know, maybe 3 seasons ago, because you had the ultra talented receiver for the Austin Bulldogs, Troy O'Mary, and they were in a game where the only thing that they really did to help themselves during the game was out of punt formation. He ran about 90 yards for a touchdown from the south end to the north end.
Yeah.
I remember that play well, and it was very impressive indeed, but that is really all that Austin did that night. So they're going to have more than just the spectacular 82-yard run from Jamal Franklin, and their defense needs to do their job on the first possession of the third quarter as Dulles is about to receive.
And the Vikings are hungry for that first win tonight. Correct, Roger?
Indeed, no doubt about
it's
that.
It's going to be tough for the Bulldogs because the Vikings can taste the victory. They're going to fake this little onside situation, and it's a little pooch kick. Fielded about the 36-yard line nicely by Thomas, who had to kind of come in sliding for it. Kind of a tough catch for him, but he made a nice play. So the Vikings will get the ball on their own. Well, they're going to mark it at the 37. They have a 12-8 lead. Kind of an unorthodox score. We'll tell you how we got there in just a minute.
Sounds kind of like a sub-varsity score.
Yeah, here's a handoff, right side. He's going to plow his way for about 3. And I'm trying to find out who that was who was plowing his way. Number 7. That's Samazi. He got low and ran hard for 3 yards. Vikings got the first score on a 25-yard run from Truscott. Then they got 2 points on a safety. Here's the snap, and it's bobbled. Bird picks it up off the ground, able to pick up maybe 2 yards. He didn't get the exchange very well that time, but he at least did the right thing by getting positive yards. It'll be third down in about 5. So the Vikings had a 7-0 lead, and then the Bulldogs snapped the punt snap over the head of the punter out of the end zone, giving the Vikings a 9-0 lead. Then they were able to kick a field goal from, I believe it was 20 yards out, making it 12-0. And we'll get back to the final score in just a second. It's 3rd and 5 Vikings. Pitch. Hodges got to 45. He's close to the first down. I think he's got it. He's about a yard beyond the sticks there. And Hodges has been running pretty well tonight on that little pitch play. The other score of the first half was an 82-yard run.
That's a first down.
Yeah, from Jamal Franklin of the Austin Bulldogs. That's first down, Roger?
Yes, it is. And you know what you should think of? You should think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com.
Vikings at the line. There's that pitch play to the right. Hodges trying to elude his own blocker. Finds his way to the 50, 45, 40, where he's run out of bounds over there by Holmes. But it's another first down. Looked like he got about 13 yards on the play. That little
Vikings. First down.
You got to be careful when it's a first down because the PA guys got a very distinctive first down call. At any rate, that little pitch play to Hodges tonight has picked up quite a bit of yardage on that right or left run.
What did you say a minute ago, Patrick? I don't think I can hear you anymore.
Here's the fake pitch, and now it's Truscott. Oh, he's wide open to the 20, 30, 20, 10. He's going to go all the way to the touchdown. There's that play again, Roger. I think that's the play they scored a touchdown out in the first half. Truscott got the handoff. Looked like it's going to the right. It counters back to the left. Nobody home for the Austin defense. And Hodges made it look easy from 37 yards out. And the Vikings come out of the locker room storming. And they got a 10-point lead now. Cut's going to kick the extra point. Trying to make it an 11-point game. Snap is good. Kick is up, and that looks good also. 19-8. Vikings lead the Bulldogs. 10 minutes to play, third quarter.
That makes the score now. The Dallas Vikings 19.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately. Like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box. All for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New gigabit extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
Cutts is about to kick off, and the Archer Volkswagen key to victory in the second half is that the Austin Bulldog defense has to get stops. They didn't on that first drive.
And the kickoff is into the end zone as Kress let it go through.
Take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. 10 minutes, 4 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
So there you have it. Bulldogs start their drive on the 25. They need to answer the Vikings. They're down by 11 here with 10 minutes to play here in the third quarter. I've got a question for you, Roger.
I sure hope I have an answer.
You seem to know the answer to these kind of questions, and I'll get to it after this play, hopefully. Franklin brings his team to the line. Franklin is the man who scored the touchdown for the Bulldogs in the first half. He's going to run it to the right. He's got a little bit of room, and he's wrapped up around the 30, so he's got a 5-yard gain. Maybe a 6-yard gain. Richard in on the tackle.
Well, the
PA Owens was in there too, right?
Yeah, it looked like actually to me, I saw Micah Owens get a solo tackle right there.
Well, it's a gain of 6 though for the Bulldogs. That's a good start. Now Franklin moves his back to the other side, pass to the right side. It's caught, but his knee was on the ground. That's Aloso. And he was trying to get some yardage, but his knee was down upon receiving the pass. It was a little bit low. That'll bring up 3rd down and 6 for the Bulldogs.
By the way, Patrick, I'm trying to get a fresh score on George Ranch against Clements.
I'll bet you're going to get it. Trips to the right for the Bulldogs. Franklin's got it. Rolling to his left now, being rushed. Now he's got the edge. 30, 35. It's close to a first down. Let's see where they're going to mark it.
Oh, they're going to give it to him.
I think he's right at the line. They're going to move those sticks. Good scramble by Franklin. Here's the question, Roger.
That run is a Bulldog.
I was looking down there.
Start over.
I'm looking down there at the cheerleaders. It's a tradition that cheerleaders at some point in the game, both squads get together, right now they're at the south end zone.
And they're really not entertaining anyone except each other right now.
Here's the handoff to Gibbs. Up the middle he goes. 5 yards, and he's going to maybe get 6 out of it. Good run. But first of all, you wonder how that. Remember how you said who said such and such first or whatever. Well, when did it happen when they decided that the cheerleaders should get together, exchange pleasantries, and stop cheering for each other's teams and, like you said, entertain themselves? Because they're in a big circle. They're doing jumping jacks over there. It's kind of interesting. Here's a handoff to Gibbs. He's not going to get 6 yards this time. He's not even going to get 1. Looks like maybe a yard.
Oh, yeah, they gave him a yard.
3rd down and close to 5.
But, Patrick, in response to what you just said, I had never really thought of it, but you have a great point. I mean, why do they need to do that? It's just no extracurricular group gets together with the other side and just has fun in the middle of the game.
Literally, yeah, I don't know if they're...
Well, these guys are slugging it out.
Here's 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Franklin waiting for the snap. He's going to take it to the left side. He's got a first down. 50. He might go all the way again. He's at the 35, 30, 20, 15, and he's knocked down at about the 10-yard line. Franklin, the man with the offensive plays for the Bulldogs tonight.
Wow, what a talent. You know, the way he can break away, it makes up for a multitude of sins.
Yeah, he followed his... I believe he was following Gibbs through the hole, and once he got through the hole in the daylight, he's hard to bring down.
And Taji Wilson saved the touchdown.
Looks like they're marking it at about the 11. Fake to Gibbs. A slant pattern he underthrew his receiver. He had him open. It was Aloso, but it was incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
By the way, it was really nice for Todd Callis to join us. You know, I had no idea. I know a lot about Houston sports history, but until he came and became the Astros announcer, I didn't know his father, the legend Harry Callis, was an Astros announcer way back when.
Here's the snap on 2nd and 10. Fake to Gibbs. Franklin's got it, and he's going to be tackled after a gain of about 2 or 3 yards. The tackler, Davis on the tackle.
3rd down for the Bulldogs.
Give him 2 yards on that play. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
He dropped him like a bad habit, didn't he? He just jumped on his back, and I'm glad that Franklin didn't fall on the football, as you can sometimes do.
If they don't get any yardage here, would you kick a field goal, Roger?
Yes.
Here's the snap with 3 receivers left. 1 to the right. He's got it now, rolling to his right. He's going to run. He's got the 10, inside the 10 to about the 6. He's going to be well short of the first down by a good 4 yards. Luke Smith on the tackle. It'll be 4th down and about 4. Roger said he would kick it here.
Yeah, I think they should.
Well, if they do and they get it through the uprights, it's a 1-score game again.
Right, exactly.
So it makes sense, but it doesn't look like they're going to follow your advice. They're looking like they're going to go for it.
Man, you sure don't want to come away with nothing. But here's another thing. You can make a first down without scoring here.
Right, but you still got to get 4 yards, close to 5. Franklin, 3 receivers to the left again. Gibbs with him just to his left. Maybe they're going to try to draw him offside. Play clock at 9. Nope, they snap it. Franklin into the end zone, looking for his man. He had it in his fingertips, and then it was knocked away. Aloso looked like he was the man intended to receive that ball. Did he have it? Did he touch it in his fingertips? I didn't see it correctly, Roger. Did he have it in his mitts or not?
Take over, 1st and 10.
I'm sorry, Patrick. I didn't hear one syllable of your question.
Did you see that it looked like he had it in his hands?
It looked like he had it in his hands. It looked like there was a lot of hand fighting there.
And it looked like it was knocked away, but maybe the pass, well, it was almost there for the Bulldogs.
It's just tough to catch a pass when a guy is slapping at your hand.
The defender was right there. Vikings have the ball at their own 6, and up the middle they go, and they're still trying to plow for more. It's about a gain of 3.
That looked like rugby there. The ball somewhere in the midst of a big mass of big, athletic, angry bodies.
Number 7 at a
and he got it 3 yards on it, I guess.
That was
and I couldn't even tell who had it, who had the ball.
You know, it was Samazi. You can't even say this line anymore, Roger. 3 yards and a cloud of dust.
You could say cloud of tire
rubber
pellets.
Yes. Here's the handoff. Let's see who has it. Hodges, I believe. No, or is it Samazi again? Samazi's got the first down through the left side. And Roger was talking about. He was talking about the offensive line.
Result of that run is a Viking first down.
Roger had mentioned the Viking offensive line. And on that last couple of plays, they've been plowing.
They're just consistently opening up holes.
Here's a pitch to Hodges. Hodges
Here's
has had a lot
one.
of success on this play. He's still going. Now, this time, his own legs were churning. He's close to another first down.
That's a first down. Think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com.
You know, Roger, this is looking a lot.
Another Viking first down.
Well, we've heard that before. This offense is starting to look like the old Viking offense. The run and plow it through the right side, the tackle, off tackle.
Well,
Roger, there's a player down.
Yes, there is a player down, and we'll go to a break here. But first of all, the injured Austin player is Mark Fatso. It looks like he might be cramping up. They're kind of stretching his legs out. It's still pretty warm and humid, so that's part of the problem when you see players that go down. It doesn't really look like they're hurt, maybe just exhaustion or cramping. And as I was saying that, I kind of forgot what I was going to say.
Well, I'll say the cheerleaders have broken up now, and they're back to their respective sidelines.
Well,
I'm not trying to make light of it. I'm just observing. Observation is all, and it's just interesting to me.
Mark Fatso a hand as he walks off the field.
And our player, Roger had mentioned it, probably a cramp. He's limping a little bit, but certainly a cramp could cause a limp.
Yeah, it looks like a cramp limp rather than an ankle tweak limp or a knee problem limp. He's, you know how the back of your calf can tighten up sometimes, and it's hard to make your foot flat.
Right.
It kind of gets you to point your toe downward, and Fatso is just trying to get off the field.
You'll certainly lose the flexibility to bend the joints and so on, but. Back to the action. First
I
down.
remembered what I was going to say.
Good.
I was going to say, my strategy of kick the field goal while you're down there looks pretty good now because they're still down by 11.
And the kicker,
and now Dulles is moving it.
Obviously, the kicker is capable after winning the game last week. Here's Hodges left side again, that little pitch, and it's another gain of about 8 yards, maybe 7. Hodges has got to have. We're not keeping track, but. He's probably approaching 100 yards here.
Pick up of 6 yards, 2nd and 4.
I guess they gave him 6 on that instead of 7.
And by the way,
now.
I'm sorry, I
all right.
didn't realize you were still talking because of this guy's, the speaker. Anyway, Coach Bird might not use the term sexy or unsexy, but there's really nothing quote unquote sexy about the Dulles offense. But they are effective when they are opening up holes up front. And they are tonight.
Snap now and a handoff to Somali. I have it right now. Samazi. He's not going to get much. Maybe 1 yard, maybe. Let's call it 3rd and 7. But Roger.
3rd down for the Vikings.
But Coach Bird, he doesn't care. It doesn't matter what it's called. If it's effective, that's all he cares about. And when the Vikings get going on the run game like they are right now, they're really hard to stop.
This is a huge play.
It sure
Less
is.
than 3 minutes to go in the third, and it's a 2-score game. Austin needs it back.
Here's the inside handoff. It's going to be, they're going to stop him this time. And I'm trying to find out who got the handoff.
I think it's Hodges. They didn't give it to Truscott this time.
Right, Truscott did not get the ball. Hodges, is that the guy coming up with the ball? You're right, Roger. He came from the wing position. That's one of the few times.
Number 1, Rylan Holmes, and number 8, Latana Ume Izioke.
Raylan Holmes of Austin is kind of limping around, but he's staying out there.
That's one of the few times they've stopped Hodges tonight. And we have the punter in now for the for the Vikings. Are you telling me that it's...
I'm saying the return man is Jalen Griffin.
Yeah. It might be easier,
I think,
to just say, to go ahead and tell us. Okay. Oh, it's a fake. Snap to Truscott, and he's going to be short of the first down.
He didn't get it.
Whoa. A gutsy call on their own 35-yard line. If you get it, it sure is a big. It's sure a big play if you get it. But if you don't get it, the Bulldogs, who have been doing nothing, have a chance now.
Yeah, it's a gutsy call if it works. But the Bulldogs were able to stop Truscott 1 yard shy of the first down. Now they have it at the 36-yard line of Dulles, and the plot could thicken here.
Yeah.
If they get it into the end zone.
Good job by the defense of the Bulldogs. Franklin waiting for the snap. He's going to pass. Looking left, now rolling to his right, being rushed. Nobody on the left side. He's going to run 40, 35, makes a good fake. He's only able to pick up about maybe 3 yards. Pretty good job of pursuit there by the Vikings. Looked like he had a lot more out there. And now there's a player down in that position of a cramp.
It looks like Travion Richard is down.
Yeah, and he's had some big runs tonight too, hasn't he? Yeah. We're going to take a timeout. It's 19-8 Vikings.
Ever take your hands off the wheel and your auto starts veering left or right? That's your vehicle's way of saying, hey, I'm out of alignment and you're ruining the tires. First Tire and Automotive, 4 convenient locations, make sure you won't be driving crooked in the carpool lanes. Take advantage of free standard alignment with purchase of 4 tires and 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
We see all you do to get work done, whether it's keeping your office clean or redesigning your space for 3 or 300. Our business is to keep business going. Buy online and pick up in store or get free next business day shipping at Office Depot, Office Max, and OfficeDepot.com.
We thank the folks at Office Depot, Southwest Freeway at Williams Trace and Sugar Land for taking care of business every day so we can bring you Fort Bend County sports every week. Want to say a little something about Office Depot after this play?
It'll be 2nd and 7, and Franklin waiting for the snap. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Fakes it to Gibbs. Now he's up the middle, and he's going to gain him about 4 yards for Franklin. Whistle blows, and by the way, Richard came off the field walking, and it certainly looked like a cramp again. Go ahead, Roger. What did you have about Office Depot?
Well, Office Depot, very convenient for our Dulles fans. Do I expect you Dulles fans to go to that Office Depot location and thank manager Nick Sion for what he's done for VypeFortBend.com? Yes, I do. And I expect Austin people to drive all the way there from the Aliana area and do the same.
3rd down and 3. Gibbs has got it. Find a hole. Spins now. 20, 15, 10. He's still on his feet. He's inside the 10, and he's knocked out of bounds at about the 8. Nice run. That might be his best run of the night for Gibbs.
Yes. And they never got him on the ground either.
Right. He had a beautiful. Well, he had a beautiful spin move at about the 20, and then he broke into some daylight. They mark him at the 10. I thought he got down inside the 10 there, but they're marking him at the 10.
When they open up holes for him, I'll tell you what, Gibbs can move.
He's got 2 backs in the backfield with him, does Franklin. Gibbs again with a lead blocker. He's inside the 10, and then he's swarmed by about 4 or 5 Vikings. The clock is under 10 seconds. I think we're at the end of the 3rd quarter. At the end of 3 from Mercer. Dulles 19, Austin 8.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. The Dulles Vikings 19, your Austin Bulldogs 8.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community. Open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugarland, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
Here's the snap from the 9-yard line. Franklin's going to take it left side, and he's going to be met and tackled. The cleanup work that time on the tackle was from Fan, Adrian Fan. He was knocked at the line of scrimmage by one of the linemen, and then Fan cleaned up the play. And
they're going to kick it. Hey,
well,
check it out.
Well, it's third down, though. It's third down.
Oh, it is.
But again, in this situation, into the fourth quarter, you'd still kick it here, wouldn't you? If you were making the decision, Roger?
Yeah. If they fail here,
yeah,
kick it.
Franklin from the 9, third down and goal. Looking right. Oh, he's going to be sacked. Oh, they brought the house, Roger. You had predicted that earlier in the game. You made a call on that. This time they came, and 3 guys were all over him. One of them, Situ was in there. Number 5 was in there. Neverett was in there. I believe number 3 was in there too, Kenneth Davis. They are going to kick it now, but it's going to be a 32-yarder, a little more distance than they wanted, but certainly capable is Trimble. Let's see if they can put it through, which would draw it to within a 1-score game. It's up long enough, and it is good. 19-11 is the score, 1-score game. We'll be back after these messages.
Dylan Trimble's field goal is good.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately. Like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box. All for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to Xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New Gigabit Extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
Patrick, I have some disappointing news. The Fort Bend Clements Rangers were trailing 21-14 at George Ranch tonight. They came back to tie it at 21, but they end up losing 24-21.
Wow. A close game. It came back nice and couldn't quite come back all the way. Fan's going to take the kickoff. Run up to the left side. He puts his head down and tries to plow for some extra yardage, but he's able to not get much more. He got to the 28. Good job.
Return. He's tackled by number 15.
They're calling
Joseph Opar.
They said it was Wilson on the return. It looked like number 13.
The Vikings will take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard
They're going to mark it at the 29, so the Vikings take over there with a 19-11 lead.
Well,
Roger, go ahead.
There won't be any decision to make if Austin can get a stop here and get the football. If they score a touchdown, they simply have to go for 2.
Right. But if they would score, let's say they got the ball and they got, there's only, now they moved the ball back to the 28. Let's get this play here. Bird's got it under center. Man in motion. He's going to hand it off to Samazi. And he's going to pick up a few.
So Samazi is a man in motion. All he needs is a pair of wheels.
You remember that from St. Elmo's Fire? The soundtrack of the movie?
I'm sorry, I just don't. It's a nice pickup of 6 yards, and the clock winds down to the 10-minute mark. Roger, do you remember this?
Hold on, it was John Parr who was the musical artist on Man in Motion. Go ahead.
You got to get that correct. Now, coming into with the play here, they're taking their time. Navarrete kind of came into the huddle a little bit late. He split to the left, pitched to Hodges to the right side. Now there's a penalty marker. Whistle's blowing.
There is a fumble on
What's
the
going
play.
on here?
There are also flags on the play.
It's not delay because the play clock still had time on it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dulles is really lucky if they false started there because it was a fumble.
Yeah.
And if the play had not been blown dead before it actually started and they had continued with Cole Hodges carrying off right tackle, then it very well could have been Austin Bulldogs' ball inside the 40.
Well, they marked off 5 yards on an illegal motion penalty against Dulles. They have a second down and 11 anyway. As the game tightens here, it's 19-11. Do you remember that they would show these little clips during football season? And I'll get back to it in a moment here. Here's Bird to the line. That little pitch play to Hodges to the right. Not much room that time. He's going to pick up 3 yards.
A determined defensive front by the Austin Bulldogs.
Cole Hodges on the carry.
It's third down and 6 now. Anyway, it would be there'd be a game on, like a Monday night game or something. Oh, there's a guy down. It looks like the cramp situation again.
There's an injury timeout.
They just have a look about them when when they have a cramp. The way they point their toes.
A little more squirming than usual.
There's just something about it that you.
Anyway, so what was on the TV?
So you'd be watching a game or whatever, or maybe just whatever, and the guy would get on there and he'd say, Alcoa presents fantastic finishes.
Yes, you know who introduced that segment?
Who was it?
Harry Callis.
Was it Callis?
Father of Todd Callis.
He had that voice, and what they would do is they would show a clip of a game that finished in a fantastic fashion. There was a surprise finish. There was a big play at the end or whatever to win the game. But it seemed like every week there was some play or some game, and Alcoa sponsored Alcoa presents
By the way,
fantastic finishes.
That company makes aluminum, and I remember it had the same intro every time. Alcoa presents fantastic finishes.
And what I'm saying is, could we have a fantastic finish tonight?
Well, I certainly hope we do, and it could. That doesn't mean I'm favoring either team. Remember, the 11 high schools currently playing varsity sports in Fort Bend ISD are like my 11 children.
I know.
I love them all the same.
Is it?
And so I'm not really rooting one way or the other for anybody. And we're adopting Foster and Fulshire. That's kind of an ongoing process.
Yeah. Babino got off and walked under his own power, albeit somewhat of a limp.
By the way, there's a big ugly rift between my children, Travis and Foster, because Foster beat him like a redheaded stepchild last week.
Pretty bad. 3rd and 6. Pitch to the right. Hodges has got it. He's got room, and he's going to glide his way to a first down. They got opened up enough of a hole that time for him to sift through, and he was able to get the first down. And that time, Mitchell was the quarterback, and he pitched it to Hodges on that familiar play.
Is a Viking first down.
You know what? You really ought to take your car to First Tire and Automotive.
You should.
Because they can give you the best prices on tires and do anything for your car that you need to keep it running. I shouldn't just say car. That's too limiting. Your vehicle, truck, car, whatever, to keep it running at its best. FirstTireandAuto.com.
And it's 1st and 10 from the 39. That pitch play again to Hodges. He's going to whittle his way to about the 41 for a 2-yard gain. They've run off at least 2 minutes on the clock here.
Hodges on the carry.
And they're going to be very content with running that football, Roger. Just what they want here. They love running that football, and that I don't know what you would call that little pitch play, but it's off tackle, and it's a little pitch to Hodges normally, and they must have run that play at least 15 times tonight. It's you might call that bread and butter. You ever heard that one?
A true staple of the attack.
Exactly. This time it's up the middle. And it's a big fella. It's Garza. He's going to rumble his way to the 48-yard line.
They haven't used Garza that much.
I believe that's his first carry of the night.
I think it is.
And last time we saw him, he got a few more carries. But I tell you what, he's a tough guy to bring down. You got to have some courage to
Third down and 1 yard to go.
You got to have a little courage to put your shoulder pads into a guy like that.
It's getting late. It's third down and 1.5 yards. This is a big conversion. If Austin can stop them, they have a much better chance.
They get the first down. They can run off a couple of more minutes. Here's Garza. This time he's got a little bit of a hole, and he's going to fight his way through to the 50, and that's enough for the first down. So every time you get a first down, you figure at least a couple, 2.5, 3 minutes come off the clock, right?
Pick up, but it's enough for the Vikings.
Wait for it.
First down.
There you go.
There's a kid in a Golden State Warriors hoodie. I guess he's visiting from California.
First and 10 from midfield for the Vikings, and they're taking their time now. They're letting that play clock wind. 6.5 to play. They got an 8-point lead, 19-11. They had a 4-point lead at halftime. Here's the handoff to Hodges. That's that little inside handoff sweep. He's around the edge. He's inside the 30. He's a 22-yard gain. Oh, another nice play. Phillips ran him out of bounds.
Not until he picks up another.
Wait for it.
Vikings. First down.
Let's call that a gain of 23 all the way to this 27-yard line. That's another play that's worked well for them tonight. The Vikings, this is vintage Dulles Viking running attack here tonight. They are really doing what they like to do. Here's Hodges again. He's got another 5 yards at least, probably more than that. Looks like let's give him about 8 yards on that play. I'm quite sure Hodges has over 100 yards now.
5 yards.
Well, let's see.
6 yards. 2nd and 4.
It's hard to see where they're going to mark it. And that time they look like he had a little bit more than that. He's going to be let's call it a 6-yard gain. And a very favorable 2nd and 4 for the Vikings.
You know, the only thing that's really bailed the Bulldogs out consistently tonight is when they've gotten a turnover. They have to hope that Dulles puts the ball on the ground.
Here they are at the line of scrimmage again. It's Garza. And he's going to pick up maybe one, and they ride him back to the 30-yard line. But the forward progress is going to give him a gain of, looks like 2. Let's see where they mark it. I didn't think
it's still going to be 2 yards to go,
for the Vikings.
Or maybe just 1.
According to the sticks, it looks like 2.
I think they're about to move that stick.
Let's see. Well,
maybe not. Maybe it is
19.
3rd and 2.
Yeah, that ball's on the 19. You got to get to about the 17. As the clock winds under 5 now. 3rd and 2 for the Vikings. Garza in the backfield. Man in motion. Truscott. He's got the edge. 15, 10. Touchdown, Vikings. That looked like a very familiar play, Roger. And the Vikings might have just stamped it home.
You know, that might be more than Austin can overcome. So let's see, we've got it at 25-11. That's a 14-point game, and they're going to try the extra point kick. Cuts is very consistent. I'll bet he makes it, and then it'll have to be 2 touchdowns, and one of them will have to be followed by a 2-point conversion just to tie.
You're right. It's 25-11, and Cuts is trying to make it 26. The snap is good, and the kick is through the uprights with 4:40 to play. 26-11, Vikings over the Bulldogs.
Dulles Vikings 26.
Hello fans, this is Bradley Stavanaugh with Needville Insurance. We know Fort Bend County. I'm a 4th generation resident of Fort Bend. I'm your local, hometown, trusted agent. With over 30 carriers and 9 auto insurance carriers, we shop the insurance for you. We know insurance is hard. We know it's complicated. We make it easy for you. We have Spanish speakers here available for you. Call us at 979-793-7411 or needvilleinsurance.com. Once again, call us 979-793-7411.
Ever take your hands off the wheel and your auto starts veering left or right? That's your vehicle's way of saying, hey, I'm out of alignment and you're ruining the tires. First Tire and Automotive, 4 convenient locations. Make sure you won't be driving crooked in the carpool lanes. Take advantage of free standard alignment with purchase of 4 tires and 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
Well, the Bulldogs came in here 2-0. This is their first district game. If they're to improve to 3-0 and 1-0 in district games, they're going to have to do something really impressive over the final 442.
They're going to have it a fantastic finish for them. Crest is going to be the guy receiving the kick. 15. Now, I had the wrong man. He's up past the 40, shooting for the 45. Pile still moving past the 45. Looked like Aloso received the kick around the 10-yard line and able to get out past the 45 to about the 47.
Bulldogs take over, 1st and 10.
Well, at least they got good field position. That's a good start for what they need, but they're going to need 2 scores, like Roger said, including a 2-point play at some point. They're going to have to score quickly if they're going to do this.
And the Austin offensive line has not been able to protect Franklin when he's dropped back to try and throw a long pass. He's had to get rid of it very quickly when he does pass.
Here's 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Fake handoff to Gibbs. He's going to shoot it off to the left and through the hands of Mitchell, who was the Viking defender. I think he had the best chance for the reception.
Yes, Mitchell does play for Dulles. He was bracketed in coverage by 2 offensive receivers.
It sure looked that way, didn't it?
They kind of sent 2 receivers on a little stop route 2 yards down the field with a defender in between.
And Mitchell had his mitts on it, and if he'd have caught it, he might have gone all the way. 2nd down and 10 now. Hand off up the middle. That's Gibbs with the ball, and he's going to gain maybe 3. Or what are they going to?
Let's just say Austin does pull something off here and wins it. It'll be one of those games where you say they had no business winning that game.
You're right. 3rd down, and now the whistle. Looks like we have a motion penalty or something of that sort. The penalties have diminished a fair amount here in the second half. We got at least 15 penalties in the game, but most of those were in the first quarter. Remember that, Roger? We had about 10 penalties all in the first quarter.
Can you think of maybe a historic football game where a team won that frankly just had no business winning the game, but they won anyway?
I think there's plenty of those. I can't think of any really off the top of my head, but you feel like you see some of those almost every year, right? Here's the 3rd and 12 for the Bulldogs. Franklin back to pass, rolling to his left. Now he's going to run 50, 45. He's going to be close to a first down. Let's see where they mark it.
Oh, that's real close. I think he's a yard short.
They're going to mark it at the 44. He's got to get to the 43. It's going to be 4th down and 1. And obviously they have to have this.
4th down, 1 yard to go.
They have to have this yard to keep themselves in the ball game. Let's see what they come up with here. 4th and 1, 44-yard line. Franklin has it. He's just going to run it. He's going to get close to the first down. I think he's got it.
But barely.
Barely, you're right.
I mean barely.
He kind of fell forward. Right at the stick there, huh?
I'm not sure that he actually made it based on where they spotted the ball, but they went ahead and waved the chain gang down the field.
I think he got further than that spot, though. Do you think?
Yes, I do. I think it was a poor spot.
So they gave it to him, and I think he deserved it. Franklin back to pass. Down the field. He's got a man. Possibly. Did he make the catch? What a catch! Oh, my goodness. That was Aloso.
Number 11, Daniel Aloso.
What a catch. Right over the shoulder of the defender. The defender.
Bulldog.
The defender was actually in pretty good position, but it was right over his shoulder, and Aloso was able to go up with two hands, make the catch. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
It was a perfect pass.
Bulldogs still in it here. Gibbs has the left side. He's still trying to get some yardage. He didn't get much because he was knocked right away by Wilson, and then his teammates came up and finished it off. 2:15 to play here in the ball game. Bulldogs down by 15. They're at the 17-yard line, 2nd down and 10. Franklin back to pass. Down, looks like the same plays just earlier. Is it caught down there? It is! Touchdown, Aloso! My goodness!
Touchdown!
What a catch. 2 great catches by Aloso on that drive.
And it comes with 2:01 left in the game, Patrick.
They still have time.
So the Dogs have 3 timeouts.
All right,
so they
now
don't
hold
necessarily.
on, Roger.
What?
Would you go for 2 right now?
No, you don't go for 2 now.
You
kick it now.
They are doing it, and I agree with you, Roger, because if you don't get it, then you need 2 scores. My goodness. This is the kick. You got to kick it here, it seems to me. But they're going to go for it. They're going to go for the 2. They're down by 9. They need it. Here's the snap. Franklin, slant pattern, knocked down, and there's a defensive penalty on the play. I believe it is on Mitchell. I think he was over his shoulder interfering with the receiver.
Well, it may be a little bit of a stretch for me to say that this bails them out, but
yes,
it does kind of bail them out. It puts them at the 1.5-yard line, so that makes it a lot easier to get the 2-pointer right here.
Well,
but you and I have gone on record saying that tactically you really don't need to go for 2 yet.
Yes, it is on the record, Roger. We're on the record. From the 1.5-yard line now, they need this play to really stay in the ball game. It's 3 receivers to the right. Franklin's going to just take it himself. Running. He's not going to get it. Not going to get it.
And
Who's
this game
there?
is over, Patrick.
It's Richard. What a play by Richard on the tackle. Yeah, we don't want to.
That makes the score.
We do want to say it's a 9-point.
Yeah.
Wait till the guy's done talking.
17.
It is.
It's a 9-point game now, and the Bulldogs can't win.
They have to get 2 more scores.
They should have kicked it.
You just in that situation. Because now you're deflated too, Not only that, but you're deflated. You're thinking, okay, now there's no chance, and really your chances have diminished a whole lot. If you have an 8-point game, you got energy. You got to make a stop,
and they obviously they got a kicker who made a nice long field goal earlier this evening.
Yep.
And so he's in good shape to kick the point, and
maybe there's a reason why they did that. That's not in our. That we don't know about. I don't know, but it just seems like you hear it all. You see it all the time. That it's an automatic kick in that situation. But
okay, so even though Austin has 3 timeouts, they simply have to onside kick it here. There's no decision to make because you've got to score twice, so you've got to have 2 possessions.
Yeah,
and you got to try the onside kick.
If they had gotten the 1 point, it wouldn't have been automatic. Now the Dulles players, they have all 10 players within 10 yards. And there's the kick. It is a good kick. It's on the ground. Who's got it? Bulldogs might have it. The Vikings are pointing their way, too. There was a fight for it down there at the 42-yard line. That ball got past the line of the Vikings.
It must be Vikings ball because the guys in the black uniforms are
running away,
not celebrating.
That's right. It was up for grabs there, or shall I say it was rolling for grabs.
1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line.
So you look for nothing but running plays here and timeouts from the Bulldogs. 9-point game as the Bulldogs did a nice job of getting down there and scoring a touchdown.
2 words, BS, ball security.
Yes. Thanks for clarifying that.
Yes.
Here's the handoff. Up the middle, it is Samazi. He's picking up about 6 or 7 yards. Nice gain on the first play, and here's that first timeout.
2nd down for the Vikings.
Here comes the timeout from the Austin Bulldogs. It's 2nd down and 7. And if they get a first down here, it's pretty much ball game, right? Well, the Vikings did a good job tonight, moving the ball pretty well. They had a couple of glitches, but their running game was vintage Viking running.
You know, I was thinking about a game in football history. It was an epic game, but it was played in 1969, Texas versus Arkansas, the big shootout in Fayetteville, the one that President Nixon attended.
Yeah.
And Texas had no business winning that game, yet somehow they did.
Well, didn't something happen in that game where
well,
like
it was
Arkansas
just,
fumbled or something?
Well, Arkansas fumbled at critical times and threw interceptions at critical times.
I'll tell
Two in the fourth quarter.
I'll tell you another one here in a minute. That maybe this will surprise you. Here's the handoff. He's going to get that first down. He's still plowing his way with a pile of guys going all the way to the 45-yard line. Samazi, another first down. That pretty much ices it. Austin will call a timeout. But if you look, if you watch and analyze Super Bowl III, the Jets should not have won that game. I mean, Baltimore, early in the game, driving, interception. Early in the game, missed field goal. I think they threw 3 interceptions in the first half, like in the end zone, or right down there. I mean, the Jets were, you hate to say they were lucky, but they were pretty lucky in that game.
Yeah, I agree. And I remember John Facenda's narration of the Super Bowl III film. He said, during the first half, the Colts constantly threatened to score, but never did.
Yeah, exactly right. Then they brought Unitas in, and he helped a little bit, but it was just too little too late.
Oh, it was way too late.
And, the Jets did, they kind of salted it away with some pretty good running, but Samazi, speaking of running, heading through the left side. He's got 5 more yards. Will Austin call their last timeout?
Number 7.
They will.
They will. You can't take them with you, I guess.
You can't take them with you, but it'd be so much more interesting if it was 26-18.
How about that, Roger?
And the Dogs had a chance here on, well, it's second down
again,
here.
Roger, this whole series is different because your defense has different energy when they know
it's a one-score game.
Yeah, there's a different attitude about it, And, you hate to, it's hard to measure that, But anyway, it looks like the Vikings are going to pick up their first win. They're going to taste that sweet taste of victory tonight, and the Bulldogs looks like they're going to taste the bitter pill of defeat.
Well, how disappointed is an NFL team if they lose a preseason game? It means nothing. And frankly, the games that occur before district play starts, they are preseason games. They really are just getting ready for the games that count, like this one.
Right. Here's the Vikings now with a 2nd and 6. Handoff Samazi. And he smartly doesn't fight too hard because no reason to lose the football here. A minute 20 to play here in the ball game. 3rd and about 7.
2 arms wrapped around the football.
Oh, yeah. You said it before. Ball security, right?
Like it was the most precious thing, and you must protect it at all costs.
They're going to let that play clock wind down. It's 25 seconds on the play clock. 1:07 to play in the ball game.
By the way, Patrick, I am going to be doing solo games the next 2 nights.
Yes, sir.
One of them here, Hightower and Travis. I know you'll be somewhere else.
That's Saturday.
No, Hightower and Travis is tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And I know you'll be somewhere rooting for the Tigers because your son's graduated from there.
That game's tomorrow here.
That's right.
All right.
We got a delay of game penalty, but it will be of no consequence. Or maybe, no, Dulles actually called timeout before they let the play clock run out. So tomorrow night, it is Travis. I mean, they are licking their wounds after a 50-7 loss to Class 5A Foster. Foster looking great. Fulsher looking great. Our 2 adopted children out of Lamar Consolidated ISD. I can see right now the final weekend of the season we're going to cover Foster versus Fulsher, the first time they've ever played a district game, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised if both teams are undefeated when they get to that point.
Will that game be at Trailer Stadium?
It certainly will. It'll be awesome.
Forward to. Now, is there anything that could change that plan? I mean,
no, I can't see
nothing.
any.
What about like in the district here?
No, it's going to be. We're going to put the spotlight on LCISD that week.
They're going to take the. Oh boy, it was victory formation, and the snap was bobbled, and it created a little bit of activity down there.
But
Bird was able to get on it. But
some Bulldogs were saying they were on the football, and they were not. Now we got a little bit of pushing and shoving and snarling and snapping. That's unnecessary.
Yeah, let's just get off to the sideline, and
that'll be the last play of the game. They're lining up to shake hands.
Yep, it'll be the last play. The final score will be the Dulles Vikings 26 and the Austin Bulldogs 17 as they get ready to shake hands.
For tonight's ball game, fans. Final score. The Dulles Vikings 26, your Austin Bulldogs 17. So have a safe drive home. Have a great rest of your night.
All right, well, Patrick,
Time in the morning to school.
The man in the press box with the big booming microphone has given you the final verdict, 26-17. Congratulations to the Vikings, bouncing back very nicely. A good, strong running game. Great running attack, and they stuck with it because it was working. The thing about the Vikings, they run a lot of the same plays kind of over and over, so you know what's coming, but when they execute it the way they did tonight, they're a tough team to beat. So congratulations to them. They are leading District 26A all by themselves.
At this point,
because nobody else has played any other games.
We'll see what happens the rest of the weekend.
Well, other than Clements, I guess. Clements lost to George Ranch, so I guess I shouldn't have spoken so quickly. I should have thought about it. Dulles is now tied for the district lead with the George Ranch Longhorns, who, by the way, their volleyball team lost to Ridge Point in 4 games last night. A very exciting game inside the gym at George Ranch. It's always a great volleyball rivalry, so Ridge Point looking good, and they hope that their football team will finally be looking good in the 3rd week of the season when they play Bush at Tully Stadium Saturday night. We'll have that one, and we'll also have Hightower against Travis right here at Mercer Stadium tomorrow. Patrick, good job tonight.
Thanks for having me, Roger. It was fun. It was a fairly competitive ball game tonight.
We got happy people walking by. They must be from Dulles.
And may the next couple games be competitive as well.
I sure hope so. But I have a feeling Saturday might be one-sided.
We'll find out, won't we? Listen on and we'll see.
And I want to ask both coaches, well, lots of coaches, how unpleasant has practice been this week?
Yeah, right. Or maybe you should interview a couple of the players and ask that question.
Well, that's not something we do until after the game if they are
I'm kidding. Yeah.
Triumphant.
Right.
All right, so for Patrick Kinnick, Merle Bertrand, Suna Venkat, and our fantastic producer who's been there inside the mothership at Vype World headquarters, Daniel Garrigan. He did a great job as well, and they're playing the Dulles school song. We'll let that play us off the stage. VypeFortBend.com. Again, our final score, Dulles 26 and Austin 17. For Patrick, this is Roger saying goodbye. This is your broadcast home for Fort Bend County Sports. And I can't let them play off the stage because they stopped playing. But, Dulles won, so let's let their band play them off the stage.